is 6 eyes, 3 noses, 3 tables, 3 microphones.
Oh, I thought you were going to do like a guessing game. I thought you were doing like a whole Gollum thing where you tried to do like a little poem and I had to figure it. Riddle is what they did. Yeah.
2.5 brains.
I worked it out. I got there in the end.
Oh, you fucking nailed it.
I'm becoming better with the tech issues. The older I get, my patience is at an all-time high. I also don't have children, so I don't know if that should be making my patience better or worse. There's not many things to really annoy me in life.
But does it suck that like you've gotten really good at audio issues? Because audio issues, I hate them.
I hate any tech issue, to be completely honest with everybody. Or like any tech issue of any variety is normally the bane of my existence. I used to do like some streaming every now and again, and I would do with a capture card. And sometimes it would fuck up because I'd have to take my microphone places, and that I wanted to blow my brains out. And Rush would have to listen to me fucking mold in TeamSpeak while trying to work out this shit. Just couldn't fucking get it going. But eventually we got there.
Eventually.
Dude, your PC's doing what my PC did last night.
Which is what? The monitor just kind of hovers on?
The whole thing would just like turn on. So what happened? Like last night I got in. I didn't get in until, I don't know, 10:30 or something like that because my plane got delayed coming out of Malta, which is normal on Ryanair.
Sure.
So get delayed, eventually make it, get in. I don't bother unpacking. I quickly nip over to my partner's place to get my phone because on the weekend I dropped my phone and I smashed it because it didn't have a case on it. I only had the phone since Melbourne. So I went and bought a new one.
Pretty sure I saw you drop that phone like 3 times in Dallas as well. Like there were some warning signs.
I don't know, Jason, but it's brand
spanking new now. Yeah.
So went over there, went on a Wi-Fi, quickly like did all the stuff to get the phone up to speed, which has been quite annoying. Certain things aren't working properly, like I'm not getting notifications, my Whoop's not instant syncing. So there's some more problems there. Had a few issues lately, other than the mental ones. Then I come back and I'm like, okay, it's bedtime now. I got to get up early. I had to go to the barber, get my fucking lovely locks sorted out. You know, a bit of a trim just on the sides.
I think you nailed it. Yeah.
Do the beard.
Sure.
And then while I was in bed, I turned everything off, right? Everything was off. And then I'm sleeping. And I don't know, about 1:30 or whatever, the room, it's like the fucking sun's on. And I'm like, the PC's on. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I turn it off. I go back to sleep. And I wake up at about 4. And the PC's back on again. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? At that point, I just ripped the power cable out of the wall and went back to bed aggressively. But
mine's on the same thing now. Mine's just turned on.
I don't know what it is.
You can't put the genie back in the bottle. That's what this is.
That is weird.
The AI is far too advanced. It's taking over systems everywhere.
And then listen to us.
I've never seen that.
Well, you will now.
Yeah.
You won't unsee it.
And when you pull the power plug out, I mean, it's still there. It's just sort of letting you think that can fix it, right? So you have this false sense of security. Yeah, we'll just pull the power out, then it will be fine. No,
next thing you know, you're getting strangled by an HDMI cord in the middle of the night.
This is the plot to Mission Impossible 8.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch it?
No.
I haven't seen the new one yet, no.
It's pretty good. I would recommend, hard recommend. I went and saw it with...
Is this supposed to be the end of the franchise?
It's supposed to be, but it was left to the point where you feel like there could be more.
Sure.
Maybe no TC, no Tom Cruise, no big man, no
sense.
Scientology.
He's put in a shift.
And he's done some great stunts. So mad respect to Tom Cruise. Shout out to him one time. Love his work. As far as an action film goes, really enjoyed it. I think, who did we go with? I think Henry was there, his missus, Alex.
Oh, the multiple boys, yeah.
Twists and Caro. You know, we had quite a crew. Hugo wasn't there. Hugo didn't come. He'd already seen it, I think.
Right.
But then...
Wasn't invited.
MacMate?
No, we've been inviting Hugo places. Formula One movie.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I haven't seen it.
Mate, I will go see that again. I thought that was fucking sick.
Really?
I went and saw it with my parents. No, like my dad, I think, watched Drive to Survive on telly, but he doesn't really give a fuck about Formula. We're not car people, you know. We don't give a fuck. Anyway, we go and see the movie, and my mum was like, "Oh, it's I like Brad Pitt, whatever." She was into it. She was loving it.
Sure.
She left the movie. She was like, "That was great," and I was like, "It was a sick film. I really enjoyed it."
Better than what is Days of Thunder?
The fuck is
you never saw Days of Thunder? You never saw Days? All right, cool.
I watched Bloodsport.
That's a Tom Cruise racing movie from back in the day. I thought maybe you guys had,
Yeah, but it's probably like NASCAR or some dumbass shit that no one cares about outside of the Bible Belt.
So, did you know that
spot on
where Jason's from in the US? This is because we know the US is slightly like I love the US. Want to shout out to all my US people out there. I love you. I hope
especially
you,
America.
I hope your scene grows. I hope everything goes well for you. All that good stuff. But they call where Jason's from and surrounding states.
Yeah,
it's so dumb. The Midwest.
Oh yeah, I saw this on Twitter
it's
as well.
It's in the Northeast.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming, I've never looked into it because I personally just don't care, but I'm assuming it's just because it was the West at one point in time. You know, we did expand westward, you know, manifest destiny and all that.
Did you guys start in New York?
Started on the east, the colonies were on the coast, yeah.
And then you spread across?
And it was kind of like downward, down the coast.
I see, because I wonder how you got across all that desert in the middle.
I think France was kind to us. The Louisiana Purchase was quite huge, but that's pre-desert.
So did you... That's right, because France, for some reason, sold a lot of America to you guys.
Napoleon was in some political battles, and I think he was just willing to offload a bunch of shit. And, you know, Tommy J was very willing to pick him up on that offer.
Is that the guy from Men in
Thomas
Black?
Jefferson.
I thought it was. I thought it was Will
Tommy
Smith's
Jones.
partner.
Tommy Jones,
Probably about the same
Great
age.
actor.
And then, because didn't the UK give a lot of land to France?
Yeah, that shit all gets convoluted. I've never looked into that. Yeah, I don't know. It was
Who knows?
France, Spain, and the Brits as well. We had a shit ton of land in the North America.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's the history lesson for
Yeah,
the day.
that's what we got for you today.
It was an interesting time because some of like, for example, I don't know which war kind of almost bankrupt England, so that's why they raised taxes on the colonies, which is why they started seeking independence.
It had to have been the
whatnot.
French. I mean, they hated each other back then.
It's also kind of once you realize like everything revolves around money. It's,
Of course.
Ultimately, it's the only thing that matters, Chad.
That's true. It's true that no enjoyment in life, no passions, no family. It's just money. It's counting dollars and bills, especially when you're dead and buried in the grave, and you can count all that money. Because just like the Egyptians, I'll be buried with my cats as well as all of my worldly possessions.
And non-fungible tokens, of course.
Yes, and I would like my brain to be pulled out my nose.
What? Yeah, that's going to be easy. 5 minutes probably. But what is the beverage of choice today, Chad?
This is water with a electrolyte tablet dropped in it.
Yeah.
Electrolyte tablet.
It's got that electrolyte yellow to it. That like little like
I do this.
It's
I
called
do this.
like
on-
radiated urine
like
yellow.
Beta Power or something.
No, I don't know what the brand is. I just buy it in Malta from like the Walt supermarket down the road, and they just deliver it, and then I drink it every day because apparently water's not good enough to hydrate you. It has to have
Exactly. That's
electrolytes.
what Edward says as well. Water is not like.
Oh, you need
it's just
you
liquid.
should add like some salt in like your first glass of water of the day is a really nice touch.
Fuck off.
Edward Cullen, the vampire,
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Mind body is porous.
the guy who got let go by liquid.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. No,
Wow.
seriously, sprinkle a little bit of salt in your water. It's good.
Do you know 3 great things are from Michigan?
Jason
Edward,
and
Anthros. Now they don't sponsor this podcast,
But
whoa, Chad. Hold your horses. now.
manufactured in Michigan. Should we talk about the keyboard in the room?
yeah, we should talk
It's
about
like the
keyboard
elephant in the room,
Yeah.
but more tactile.
Right.
Actually, I think you could touch an elephant.
You could touch an elephant and it's got grooves.
But the keyboard has a better response.
Yes, and actuation. Yanko, I think you're the man who has to get up and grab one of them. Because Jason
Absolutely.
can't. He's pinned. I'm straddling a table. I've pulled my trousers up so it looks like I'm wearing shorts.
I think that's actually a nice touch.
Thank you.
Looks
On
good.
the full unboxing?
Yeah, bring it over. Bring the box. Bring all the
whole
good
thing,
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, box it back up and then bring it over.
Guys, I promise it hasn't been opened yet.
I know. It's all good.
Well, you can start laying the foundations,
so
Jason.
what we've done essentially is we found a way with our good friends over at Wooting reached out and for the tournament of Cologne we have a little bit of a deal going on with them, a little bit of fun that we're going to be having with them.
I believe it's officially pronounced Wooting.
Wooting?
Wooting.
Wooting.
Now, for those not familiar with the Wooting keyboard, didn't we have Rushley Ranger on like ages ago
That was
talking
when
about
SnapTap came out.
Yeah,
Yes.
but talking about, I think Wooting were actually quite offended when the other keyboard company, now we can name them, Razer, when they did the whole Snapchat thing, it
Yes.
felt like sacrilege.
Well,
right?
the Wooting press release they put out during that time was actually fire.
It was baller.
It was actually fire.
It was baller. Who's taking this one? Is this one for me or for you?
For me.
Okay,
So
what's-
this is Ghost. It's translucent black.
Oh, Ghost.
Ghost is
That's
the
the
name.
official naming?
I have Frost, which is
Okay, what
white
do I get?
translucence. Well, you either
course you
get
do.
Ghost or the.
No, Yanko's got Ghost.
Okay. Well, then you've got straight standard black, my man.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's the way I like
It's
it.
a classic thing.
Keeping it on frame.
It's timeless, really.
I think so. We have spoken about these keyboards on the show before, and
Feels nice,
we know
doesn't
that
it?
some of the people over there at Wooting do listen to the podcast, which
Yeah.
is great. Now, you said we've got a deal going on during Cologne.
Yeah, so well, they've obviously sent us some keyboards. We're gonna do, we're doing some things with them during the event. So the next 3 episodes essentially that we're gonna be doing here, and then we also have, I think, 2 of these 80HE, the 10 keyless keyboards at Yanko's place in Serbia.
How many?
Well, hopefully
2.
they'll pass customs by the time we're done with this event.
So we have 2 of those and 2 uwus that are going to be we're going to be giving away to people in the Discord. I'm going to come up with something. I think we discussed last night doing like a meme competition for IEM Cologne.
And I've been thinking about this. So one of them is a
meme
One of
competition?
them is a meme competition, and
Okay.
the other one is making a compilation of the best moments from these 3 episodes. And Jason said, "Well, that's kind of you need a lot of skill.
It's
Not
a bit more
everyone
work,
can,
I feel.
Sure.
Everyone needs a lot of work." I was like, "I don't care. That's life." You need to work in your life. You need to know how to do things to get things in life.
You've just given me
I don't
inspiration.
want just a random giveaway like, oh yeah, I just need to follow and retweet. Great, and you might get something.
that's why
No,
you
that's
have
not
to-
how life works. Learn a skill. Use that skill. Get something in return.
Jason, I don't know about the amount of skills I have. I might be in trouble here.
I know.
Because
It's every
You know
time
how
he
to
says
fix the
this.
toilet, that's more than a lot of people can
and
do.
a mixer
And
apparently.
a mixer.
Yeah. Okay.
Jason makes mean cocktails.
Yeah.
We could have a little keyboard party.
A keyboard party.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, while this is going on throughout Cologne, we're going to put a link in the Discord. We'll obviously have a link in the YouTube as well. Anytime you guys if you buy a Wooting keyboard during this and use the link that we provide you, you can enter a code and you get the free uwu
What's the code?
talking counter, which that's incredible. They've really done well there.
Yeah,
They've really done well
Awesome.
there.
Yeah.
But it's good that it was available. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't wonder was it available, but it is available.
It is available. Yeah, it's nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we got going on.
I'm really happy with this timing because I'm not a full-size keyboard guy because the orientation of my keyboard with my monitor stand, if I'm full-size keyboard guy, it's
Yeah.
a bit rocky. The 80%, which is what this is, right? This is the perfect size because I've tried some 60%ers before, too small. I want the arrow keys. I definitely want the F1 through to F bloody 12
I
or
need
whatever
the
it
arrow
is.
keys. I have the full keyboard at home and I can't do it.
It's too big.
I can't travel with it.
It's
I
too
like it
big.
at home. I like the numpad at home, but not travel.
I feel I had the 60% for a while for traveling just because it's smaller. But even in some of the single player games I play, let's say you move the camera with arrow keys.
Yeah.
So then I have to press a function something to replace that, and it's a bit too big of a fast. So I'm really looking forward to trying this out. The keys feel super nice, and you can change a bunch of
Yeah, make sure you do the actuation points
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. What I would recommend is on your movement keys, with those, set the lowest actuation point possible. But other things like quick change and jump, if you're still using spacebar, keep those at slightly higher. Because if you accidentally press one of those, it's quite catastrophic. And whereas movement, you want it obviously to be as tactile as possible. So that would be my recommendation to anybody playing at home.
One cool thing that I had because I was tinkering with this for a couple hours in the afternoon with like the Wooting software. Like I was changing all the lights.
Oh, yeah,
I was
yeah,
changing
yeah.
all the
Yeah,
lights
yeah.
around. But you can
Good for
you can
Some people like the lights, okay?
but they the Wooting people sent me the profile code for Twist, so I was able to import Twist's entire setup, all of his color settings, all of his actuation points. So and there's a bunch of pros with the profile, so it's like I can grab and take and test them out.
So they're online?
Some of them are on pro settings. I'm trying to arrange that I can have like a list of whose pro settings are which.
I would want Rops's.
Yeah, I would
assuming
too.
Rops is using one.
is using Wooting. Yes.
I know Zyra was using one for a while.
Yes,
I'm not
he
sure
was.
what
He was
he's
one of the
using.
first adopters, I believe.
You know what's really cool? This is kind of on a side tangent
Sidebar.
here. Like obviously there are teams who are sponsored by peripheral companies or like bigger ones like Acer or an Asus or something along those lines. But then obviously with the Nico deal with Razer, we've got Zyra with the Pulsar, right? And we've talked about this before. That's the direction that I hope this stuff eventually goes. Like, Rops is like, I'm talking about my ass here, but let's say he really loves the Wooting keyboard, which makes sense. It's a great keyboard.
Right.
And then he ends up being the guy sponsored by I think that'd be so sick, especially for the high profile players. Like
Absolutely.
That would be really, really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. That's like their go-to endorsement deals instead of sneakers. It's mice.
And I also just hate how restrictive it is with teams having a sponsor. I get it. They want to have their sponsors. But imagine, like, it's fine if you're playing some I was going to be quite vitriolic. Some other game that's not Counter Strike, where peripherals are not as important,
Yes.
but in our game, it's very important. And I think that you should be able to use the mouse pad of your choice, the mouse of your choice. You shouldn't be restricted
Especially
by
in
an organization.
competition.
Yeah, of course. Like, you know, at these events, you have players who are using the in-ear pieces that are by massive audio brands, not by a smaller. And I'm not trying to shit on any of these companies. What they do is gaming-focused peripherals. These guys in Counter-Strike are looking for any edge, right? Any difference they can get. And yeah, I think, you know, having the best gear possible is what you should be aiming to do to get the most out of it if you're a pro. So, okay, well, that's Wooting.
That's Wooting.
People should know about them. So over the next 3 episodes, where you're able to go to the Wooting website.
Yes.
Use the
link
code,
is in the YouTube video description.
Use the code Talking Counter. You can get a uwu with a purchase of a Wooting keyboard. Is that correct?
Yes, I'll have all the information in the YouTube video description and in the Discord as well.
Okay.
And while you're reading that, you know, make sure to like and subscribe.
Oh
to
yeah.
Talking Counter.
So this is another thing
They
that we
did tell
learned.
us, yeah.
Should we tell everybody at home?
Yeah, we should tell everybody at home.
So here's another thing, guys. Like normally we just come and we just talk like a bunch of buffoons, and then we
really
complain. We complain about why we don't have any sponsors or anything along those lines. We learned from Flom's old manager. His name's Matt. Great guy. Really enjoyed
Yeah.
the conversation Jason and I
He's
had
good.
with him back in Austin. That we should be doing call to actions of you guys at home to like and subscribe the videos if you do watch the videos.
I thought that was just kind of like, I thought at this point that had just become like a meme that everyone just sort
Yeah.
of did. It
Was
didn't
a Mr.
actually
Beast
have any.
thing or some
Yeah, I
shit.
thought everyone just bought into the meme, and now it's like no, you actually probably should just do that. And I was like, okay, so yeah,
Oh.
like and subscribe.
Okay, so if you
Yeah.
do like it,
Click the bell, make sure you
Yeah.
get notifications. I don't know.
yeah, and then maybe one day we'll do like shorts and stuff, and there might be more content elsewhere. Who knows?
We'll
Holy
get a
hell.
couple, cause some of Chad's signature hype up speeches will be in there.
Sure.
Jason's cocktail recipes.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll make some cocktail recipes geared towards actual teams in the situation they're going through at that moment. You know?
Oh, like down the gurgler for liquid.
Yeah, like dark and stormy for
That could be liquid too.
that could be liquid too.
Yeah.
actually absinthe straight up for liquid. At this point.
Give it to me straight, Doc. It's just a bottle of vodka.
Yeah, exactly.
fucking hell, yeah.
All right, are we moving into Counter-Strike talk?
Whenever
How-
you want,
Because
Sweetie.
You got a lot to talk about, I bet.
No, yeah, but I have a Talking Counter exclusive.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
I have a Talking Counter exclusive. You guys probably caught it yesterday. You know, the tweet from our boy Jesper Larsen, aka Udnud, aka Messioso's long lost twin brother, aka another VRS expert from
Yes,
Denmark.
I do enjoy his work. I think the problem that he's going to have is his tweets
Are so long.
They're short essays, which anybody who really cares will read.
Yep.
But you're not going to get the attention of the general
Yeah,
public.
you're not going to grab
It's
the
fine.
people.
He doesn't
Jason,
even.
it looked like you were doing something there.
He doesn't. Yeah, he loves it. He doesn't need the attention of the general public. Why, Chad? Because the attention that he got seems to have been enough to actually elicit the change from HLTV. It has been changed. If you go to HLTV's website right now, Jason, to stage 1, it says that the prize is not spots. It says the prize is $28,000, which immediately changes the event weight from stage 1 from like 0.134, which is the lowest, to what?
He's up in my face.
What are you going to do? Fucking do pi next? 3.14.
Hey, listen. Once you read an article, like a tweet that long, Chad, you're bragging about everything that's in there, right?
Jason at the top of the top.
All the numbers. So, no, the point being,
Prize
it's
pool,
really
28 grand, yeah.
it's really changed like the way that stage 1 is going to be.
Give more points now to the teams.
Yes,
yeah.
a lot more points to VRS than it did before. And, you know, the argument from that tweet was it's kind of silly that it's giving the lowest possible event weight right when it's just the one stage before the main event of Cologne, which has the highest one, obviously, because of the prize pool and everything being LAN and a lot of games in there and everything. So he even argued that if you did what HLTV did, which is just count what people get in stage 1 and maybe add what the bottom teams
The last
get,
place, yeah.
the last places in stage 2 get, that would be enough to put it like pretty much in between 0 and 1, which is something that you could probably argue is where stage 1 would belong to be, right? Like you can't put it at the same rate as
Of course.
the main event because it doesn't have the best teams, but for it to be silly low doesn't make sense either because there's some very good teams in there. You still make money by making it into the next stage. and that gives you an opportunity, you know, for a lot more points.
Fucking Udnud nails it. Just sticks the landing.
So this is all good and well, and definitely not detracting. Also enjoyed reading his essay. It's a great thing to get on the plane
nice
or
thing,
you have
yeah.
a flight going.
Yeah, save it for later.
And this is unfounded. So I love saying things that are unfounded. But I believe that it used to be that way on HLTV. And then people who had events that were two-parters complained that when people clicked on the main event portion, that it showed like a weird amount of prize money as opposed to the 1.25 or the 1 million. And then because those people complained, HLTV then changed it so that the stage one or play-in stage, which it would have been known as back then, didn't have a prize pool. It just had qualification for the next stage. And then all the prize money was in the next one. So it's kind of funny, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Chad. Just wild speculation from your side, completely baseless. With no...
Not even a little bit funny.
Just
Nothing funny about that.
just baseless. Just completely baseless.
baseless, yeah.
Don't know where I got that from, but
I mean,
baseless.
I get it, but also it's crazy how they would care about something so
Is it?
minuscule.
It shouldn't
Is
be
it?
that crazy to you.
I guess. I don't know. I honestly don't give a fuck about the TOs in that sense. I just want it to make sense for the teams and for the circuit and for the competition. And this way it just makes a lot more sense.
Of course, yes, and it does, and I think you're bang on there. It's something we've spoken about on HLTV Confirmed a bunch of times because I've tried to point that out to Striker before, and he gets it. But I think because of what I just said moments ago, likely why there would be a little bit of weirdness to change it back.
It was also funny. I quote tweeted the essay and just said food for thought and tagged Striker, and he's like, yeah, I made kind of the same arguments on the show, blah 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 blah. He was saying, yeah, but Valve, despite, you know, whatever. I was like, but can't you guys just change that?
They can,
right? Or am I missing something? So I did, and then 4 hours later, he just replied with a thumbs up, which I was like, did I like, am I like, you know, did I make him mad? Did I trigger him? What did I say? Like, I'm just genuinely, I'm an idiot when it comes to these things, as we could see when we did the crossover, and I didn't realize HLTV is the most powerful entity in the Counter Strike ecosystem by far. But, you know, I guess that was just a thumbs up for, yeah, we did it. So I guess that was pretty easy. If you guys need anything, sort it out. You know, just ask me nicely and I'll do it for you, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Look, I know we went into Counter-Strike stuff, but James Bardoff isn't here. Yanko, what do you think of my watch? It doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, first problem, I'd say.
That's a problematic, but it's a classic. It's a Tag Heuer.
It is.
Oh, he knows his watches. You asked the good guy.
It's a nice piece.
I see this.
He was trying to sell me on a watch in Belgrade.
So this I've had since I was 21. My parents bought me this for my 21st birthday.
Yeah.
I never wear it.
Did he pull it out of his ass from an emu prison cell?
My dad?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. He's never been to prison. He's a goody two-shoes.
It's a deer hunter.
I think he had to take it from a kangaroo's pouch or something along those lines. But Frank wanted me to wear a watch for a skit. Sure. So I brought my watch. That doesn't
Frank
work.
wanted me to take clothes off for a skit.
And you did it, didn't you?
And I did do it, yeah. When Frank asks.
Well, that's why you've been doing those colonic irrigations.
Right. Well, you have to know what you're getting into, and you have to be prepared for what's coming next.
Exactly.
Right.
And that explains all the stuff that he has out on display.
It is a bit cluttered.
There's a lot going on there. Do you know, like, he's so committed to he's like so mad whenever he comes to Europe, right? Like, you don't know how to make cocktails here, you don't know how to make an old fashioned. So he brought a blender with him this time around so he can make his own drinks.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that did upset him the most, which is the drink that you use the egg in?
The whiskey sour.
Yeah, so he brought his own eggs.
Yeah.
Which I can't believe. They're not that expensive over here, Jason.
Well, I mean, everyone's been telling me in Europe you don't have to keep them refrigerated, so I just figured I'd carry them onto the plane and see what happens.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You notice
they lasted well.
The difference in the color of the yolks. You literally have peanut butter.
Yeah,
Are you making?
I bought
banana.
Yeah, banana,
powder.
peanut butter. I got blueberries and milk in the fridge. I got protein powder, and I got a portable blender.
So is that your breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay. Lunch and dinner. That's the one meal he has every day.
The protein powder, the banana, the blueberries, the peanut butter, and a smoothie.
Yeah.
And that's how you start your day.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, that and a coffee.
Well, we're in the morning shift, and that's why you got the cup from me. We're on the morning shift this week.
Yeah.
So Van Dyke, which is just around the corner.
Yes, it's a lovely coffee
Yeah,
place.
yeah. I'm a cortado man.
You are a cortado man, I know that.
I moved away from the flat white. I like even less milk these days. I'm a cortado man.
Do they have breakfast at Van Dyke as well?
You
Or
can
is that
get
the one by the studio?
Yeah, by
you can get pies. Not really a breakfast.
banana bread, I guess, sometimes.
You get a cinnamon bun.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I wasn't a coffee guy, but since I got a kid, I started drinking a little bit more coffee. I can't notice anything. Coffee is just coffee to me.
I drink coffee because I like the taste. I don't actually notice it giving me any benefits in terms of staying awake. The heart palpitations are not from the caffeine, it's from the pandemic injections. So those aren't related.
Or maybe just from
That's nice.
your life.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not so
Just the
stressed.
stress.
I do want to do another molding about balding episode.
Yeah. And you want to do a dad episode too.
I do want to do a dad episode, but I couldn't be on the dad episode. I guess
Could be the moderator.
I could ask the questions as someone who's not a dad.
Exactly.
But I would like to do the molding about balding stuff because I've changed my medication. I'm now taking minoxidil orally. And
so you
that's the
just
end of the
changed the way
episode.
you intake it.
Yeah.
And what's the difference?
Nothing yet. I've only been taking it for 2 days.
But you're excited. Maybe that's the heart palpitations.
No, I've been having them for a while. So, I should probably get those checked out. Any doctors who watch HOTV Confirm, reach out and let me know how long.
We don't need doctors anymore. Just type it into AI and he'll
Which is
tell
your
you.
AI of choice? Is there a Serbian AI?
Probably.
It's called Vlad.
It's Serbian, not Russian.
Well, I don't know. You
It
guys.
will be called Novak.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Vlad AI.
Honestly,
Fuck's sake.
That's what Putin's dialing into.
My favorite is Wilton AI. As you say.
Yeah, the operating system.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not into it as much as I should be, so I mostly use Grok because it's just on X.
Twitter. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I want to get Gemini going because I'm using mainly Google things. Anyway, let's talk about the Counter Strike. I've done enough faffing about it.
Just trying to keep us away from CS as
No,
long
well,
as
I
possible.
took a week off from podcasts.
That's true. You
so
did, and now you're back.
What did you do?
My parents came to visit. So I spent time with them because I won't see them again until Christmas time. So I just wanted to kind of have a week to chill. My girlfriend was there, and then I got the dates wrong. She was meant to come back when they got there, but she left when they got there.
Oh, perfect.
So
By design the whole time.
no, it wasn't.
Sure.
Like my parents and my girlfriend get along very well. It just I completely messed up the dates.
Yeah.
But that's fine. We're going to go for Christmas. So either if I work the major, it'll be as soon as the major ends, we'll go. And if I don't work the major, then I'll go as soon as, I guess, Chengdu ends. That'll be my last event of the season.
Oh, yeah. That'll be a good end of the season, too.
Don't worry, Chad. You'll do it. There's only one person here
Where
who
do you-
misses major.
Where do you want to pick off?
Well, Yanko brought us an exclusive. I would like
You
to...
can't follow an exclusive.
No, I can't really. I spoke to Justin today.
Ooh, how'd that go?
Pretty good. He's seeming happy. That's an exclusive.
Fortunately, he came here from
Serbia,
Serbia
yeah.
from the INAD bootcamp.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'll
knew-
put a smile on your face.
A new setup over at the Hilton Hotel.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
mentioned that, and I was like, wait, isn't that... I thought Relog were the ones that are doing it. That was from the other hotel.
They do it like from a couple of hotels that are close to the Hyatt. But
The Hilton, that's right, Hyatt, different places.
yeah, we added the Hilton. It's a great hotel. First time we did it, they seemed pretty happy with it. Everything was, I mean, that hotel is banging. Like the food and everything, the amenities, the rooms, everything's going to be great. There's not going to be no...
Is there still smoking indoors?
Yeah.
Not in the hotel.
Okay. But
No,
there is...
Not in the. Well,
There
there
is
was
not
ours.
in your room.
In the Hyatt.
Not in your rooms. At the restaurant, I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure.
What hotel did you stay in?
The Crown Plaza.
Okay. Did you guys link up while he was
Yeah,
there?
he was a 10-minute walk away. But we only linked up for the podcast and tore it for lunch at the end.
Did
Yeah.
you not? Did you go to the event?
No.
Fair enough. You got a kid. I don't blame you.
No,
And
I
it-
mean...
it was, the event was the schedule was kind of crazy. Like we
But
thought
it-
we'd hang out a lot more.
It looked like a good turnout on the Sunday, at least.
Yeah, Sunday had a good turnout.
I wouldn't expect, because of the caliber of names,
Yeah,
it's tough.
and it's also it's a brand new like kind of tournament operator. Not brand new, but still still inexperienced. And there's a lot of moving pieces, and there's a lot of areas where they're improving. But obviously, like I think sales and marketing for an event is probably one of the hardest to really pick up on.
Yes. No, fair enough. Fair enough. I just think like an event like Fissure, the biggest problem they had is going exclusive on Kick, right? Because a lot of people aren't actively looking at Kick. So
Yes.
you're not going to get people who are just flicking through Twitch.
All you need to know is when I opened the match page for one of the games, maybe it was even the finalist, Gaules was on Kick, and he had 4K viewers.
Yeah, co-streamers were only allowed to do kick as well.
That's crazy for something like Gaules, right? Only having 4K viewers. is
Right? So
insane,
that
yeah.
tells you sort of just how much it means. Well, at least when it comes to kick, YouTube is doing great. I always loved YouTube for streaming because you could rewind, and it's great, the quality and everything. But yeah, for kick, still a struggle.
I thought it was honestly. I was keeping it playing while I was in the hotel for the matches I wasn't working, but I didn't really interact with it a whole lot. But kick seemed fun.
So the issue I had is if I watch it my PC,
Yeah.
I am too like I have to be doing something at the computer. Like I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
just sit there. So I like to watch Chromecast into my television. Now people told me that you could use the Kick app. Now I'll be honest, I don't have a Kick account and I don't have the Kick app, so
Sure.
I didn't know that. When I tried to Chromecast like I normally would, I couldn't. I had to Chromecast from the Chrome window, and the problem that happened there was the audio would desync.
Yes.
So it was a bit shitty to have to get up. It's
I gotcha.
like very first world problems, right? But other
Yeah.
than that, like I think it's good if we get more competition
It's
in the
huge.
space. I think it's crazy, and I salute them for it, that a company like FISSURE would do it. Like if a bigger company like Blast or ESL or PGL did it, right, they already have a bigger following, right? Whereas the smaller company doing it, it's going to tank their overall viewership. But Kick must be offering a lot of money.
I was going to say, I guess it's got to be a give and take, because I think for them too, it's probably important to have that money so you can crank up the prize pool to where it is so you can attract teams to get there. And I
Sure.
think when you see teams this season like Tyloo and Astralis and how much they jumped up from one FISSURE event, I think if your team's in the next cycle of FISSURE events, you're like, I kind of want to go to that.
I
That's
hope
a whole,
that
it's a
FISSURE-
shit ton of VRS points.
I hope that they're not dissuaded. They have another one coming up in a month or two, right?
Yeah, September.
Yeah, so I hope that FISSURE aren't dissuaded by the lack of turnout of teams for this first one, because I would imagine come next year, once this season's
It's
been
already been said. Teams are picking FISSURE over Blast.
this year.
There was one, I think,
Yeah,
towards
Falcons are coming.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it was like, I think accidentally their manager sort of leaked it when he was asked about why are they skipping Blast, and it was like visas a little bit or something for
Kyosuke, yeah.
and
Yep.
they were gonna play FISSURE in Belgrade,
Well, that's good.
which is gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, for Nico as well to be
Yeah.
able to play.
Well, that'll
in
change the
Belgrade.
turnout,
And
won't
that'll
it?
bring some
Oh,
crowd
yeah,
as
that'll
well.
bring- that'll fill up.
that'll fill out the arena.
If
It was
they make
actually
it
it was
to
actually
the
a
playoffs.
decent sized place as well. It's the same place that HLTV is going to be in next year.
Yeah.
or in
It
January.
looked great, mate.
It's
Like,
got
it's-
about 4,000, 5,000
That's
seats.
a
I think, total.
perfect amount.
Yeah, yeah.
3-4K. Yeah, it's been renovated in the last couple of years. It's called the Sava Center, and it was sort of for congresses,
Okay.
concerts, movie premieres, and
Yeah.
everything. Like in the old Yugoslavia, it was one of the premier spots, and it did, sort of get a little bit old. So they renovated it, and it also was the Crown Plaza used to be the Intercontinental Hotel.
Yeah.
It got bought, whatever, but it has it's connected to the hotel, so you don't have to go outside. It has
yeah.
it's called a hot
It's an
bridge
Omni
or
experience.
whatever.
An
Yeah.
Omni experience. Omni down.
Yeah, similar. Not quite as intense. Not quite like
It's
you're
not
fucking
as
walk
big,
forward.
but-
No.
But it's great. But yeah, I think it's just again from our boy Jesper. We talked about it in the episode we did with Inco, and it's like FISSURE is like Tyloo and Astralis have qualified for the major.
Yeah.
Like just from
Yes.
this one event. Really, I don't know. I don't want to say 100%, but I think 98% they've.
There'd have to be an epic fail, it feels like, for them to.
Just critique it and say that you're making a baseless claim.
Yeah, that's fair.
Baseless claim.
That
We're
is a
not
good
really
strategy.
liable
Yeah.
for anything that we say.
You
But
know,
that is also like one of the true strengths of the VRS system. Like so much of the focus is on seeding and everything, but the ability for a TO, like when was the last time you saw a TO be able to kind of not really come out of nowhere, but come from, FISSURE goes from running like essentially tier 2 events to being a major player now for tier 1 teams
But
that come to the
that's-
event.
You go.
I was going to say that's also thanks to Blast moving all their shit online.
Yeah.
And having at most 3 LAN wins for a team
Yeah.
at their events, right? Could
Yeah.
be even only 2 for open. Can you
Yeah.
imagine that? Like you can go straight to semis from the group stage, and then you win the 1 best of 3 and 1 best of 5 on LAN, and you won the whole thing.
But maybe they'll get a little bit more weight now. I understand it's still online, so you don't get LAN wins, but the prize money distribution might change a bit as well
Yes.
because of this. So they might get slightly more weighted there. But I agree with your sentiment. The problem is for a FISSURE or a smaller event organizer like that that's a little bit less unknown, is if you're one of the top orgs to take a risk on an event that pops out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We've seen what's happened with some of these events before that have come and they've gone, big
Tech
prize pool.
issues, huge delays.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So it's good that FISSURE actually have a decent history now where they've run Belgrade's their home turf, right? They've run plenty of events there. So
Dota events too.
and now you see all of the, I don't want to call them all second string because I think that's a little bit unfair, but definitely not the mega elite teams right now who didn't go back. The teams just under them going. It's like, okay, well, if they went, talk to the Astralis manager. Were they happy? Talk to the Pain guys. Were they happy? Just kind of go and shoot a couple of convos and see how everybody felt, and then if it's something you want to attend or not.
I think the teams, from what I heard, were super pleased. Like the hospitality for them at the event was apparently really, really good. I think the area where they probably have the most complaint was, or the area that was maybe the roughest compared to what we're used to, is it was sort of traveling back in time once we got to the stage and like stage management of what are your cues for walking out as a team? What are your cues? And you could tell like everyone is kind of looking around a little bit lost, but that cleans up.
I think also one of the reasons why teams liked it so much is was way fewer obligations and it was a lot more lax than what now you're used to at ESL, Blast, or PGL, right? It's
even PGL's on the lower scale of those other two.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think that's what was enjoyable for some of these teams, just being able to
play Counter Strike
and not faff around too much with some of the other things. But I think also it's a little bit revealing, man. I mean, you mentioned these orgs and sticking with like Blast or ESL for the most part. I mean, maybe it's a little bit revealing how potentially either clueless or just willingly bogged down these orgs are in skipping certain events over others.
Sure.
Specifically, why the fuck is Liquid playing qualifiers for Pro League instead of playing in this event? Considering the situation in which they are in currently in terms of points and rankings and everything, which is dire.
I could offer a couple of, I understand your example. I think there's a lot of other teams that we could probably use, and I'm not making excuses for Liquid. And I also, another baseless claim. What I'm about to say right now is actually truly baseless. I swear to Jesus.
Absolutely no base on this.
The other thing I said that was baseless may have a base. This one, and maybe if Joker Steve sees this or whatever, he might be able to provide some context to this. But so first of all, with the distribution of regions happening, they got swapped from being an NA team to an EU team, which then I think had some ramifications on the Pro League thing, which I don't think they had intended to play. Yeah. Right, that happened post-major. So that will happen quite quickly to them. Then second of all, you guys talk to NAF more than I do, but I feel like they were trying to replace NAF. So that's what I feel they were trying to replace NAF.
I don't know. There's no base for me on this topic.
Baseless. I feel they were trying to replace NAF. So the fact that they were probably going to try and use up as much of that time as they could, and then they were unable to do so, they'd probably already turned down that FISSURE invite a while ago, right? Obviously, because you have to like a month or 2 months before, whatever it is. So at the time of them accepting or not accepting, they probably were thinking of different scenarios, right? So, but I agree with your statement, like your overall point, because there's only a few teams who should even be worried about the Blast frequent flyer tokens.
Yeah.
Right? Like you have to attend 4 consecutive, which includes both bounties, which is both online stars.
Yeah.
The only teams who should really give a fuck are the ones who have gone deep in the previous bounties. So Mouse, right? They were in the final of Lisbon. Vitality, of course, right? Because those teams, if they have a lot of tokens, they could be walking away, more baseless stuff, probably somewhere between the lines of 200,000 to 400,000. So for those guys, it makes a lot of sense. When you look at Falcons not doing it, first of all, online games mean nothing.
Yep.
They have other opportunities to do better things like go to Belgrade, which would be great for Nico.
Visas.
And the most important one, and the one that I normally don't talk about because I just like talking about the Counter-Strike, is the fact that they have the money tap and they don't need to have the inlet. They have the outlet. So to go, Blast, we might be able to earn an extra 200,000 from frequent flyer program. I don't think they give a fuck about that, to be completely honest with you. They just want to win events.
Yeah, I think the frequent flyer is one of those nice things to have, but I guess you can't, it's not something you can really count on, right? Like it might not be that valuable to you. So
it's also something that
it's also a deep obligation
that they might look into for next year, right? Like once their roster is fully settled and everything is set up, and now you're just trying to sort of make it the most comfortable possible also for Kyusuke to get into the team and not have to, let's say yes to this event and then he can't attend. Then you have to play with a stand-in. Now you're wasting time. So you want to avoid all of that. Even if you might make one of these tournaments, like
Yeah.
potentially, but better to just skip it and at least, okay, then we'll just spend this time practicing, which, they need, obviously, and make sure that we are better prepared for the tournament that we'll actually attend. But I don't know, on this whole, for Liquid, like, for example, another great, they already did that for, like, Cluj or Bucharest. Like, they needed those points at the time.
Yeah, but that's when the cabal was in full force. Things are always going to be changing with this. Your key point is, if as far as I'm understanding, is Liquid, you're not a good team anymore. You have to play these other events. What the fuck are you doing?
And you're so far back in VRS.
Yes. So but they've only just realized that now. They've been dragged out to sea by a riptide, but they've seen the coastline the entire time. And they've gone, we're all good. And then now they look around, there's not a boat in sight, they can't see land, there's no fucking seagulls,
The
and
sharks are circling.
they're going, fucking help, right? But it's too late. You're already dead.
Like, it's
not that grim. That's just one of my
pretty
worst.
fucking grim.
It's one of my worst nightmares.
I think, like, if let's say they don't make it into the next stage, I think their major chances are pretty shot.
Well, you've helped them out, haven't you, Yanko? You've given them some prize pool to work with, yeah?
Yeah, but, I'm doing my best, Chad. I'm doing my best for these teams out there. I am Mane's last hope, Jason. What have you done for them lately?
I've done nothing. I recorded
Austin.
some content in Austin. I did a signing session. I did some things for
Signed some
Alienware.
mouse pads.
Yeah, I did a couple things for him.
Yeah.
Questionable value returned.
But they thought it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to help with the team at all. They're fine.
Yeah, absolutely no help
Maybe the
whatsoever.
image. Maybe the overall image. You never know, right?
I talked to Naf. I try and give him pep talks.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's going about as well as it did when I was coaching.
I went to a movie and dinner with Twist. I'm helping.
yeah. Maybe you guys should stop helping. Maybe stop talking to them. Stop putting ideas in their heads. And just let the boys work it out.
But I think this next season will be about shedding the baggage of the things you were talking about. A lot of TOs, I say a lot, Blast are changing their incentive structure of prize money next year to club share as well, like we've seen with PGL and ESL. So I think that's a positive sign. They're also moving their open group stage back to LAN, back to studio environment, so it won't be online. So it'll only be Bounty first half online, same as EPL first half online, which both are bad, but these are symptoms of the current economic climate.
To leave that hanging and go back to your original question. to go back to your original, because I want to do something baseless. I have a baseless statement as well.
Everyone's baseless today. I thought we were a bunch of based guys, to be honest.
We thought we were. No, we're not. I guess if I had to answer your question, I could say baselessly, there could be a world in which that is like the leftover residual of business relationships from the partner league, right? There could just be a lot of these old school bigger org teams that were in with Blast and ESL still prioritizing their events due to that old school relationship.
Which is amazingly humorous to me, because I can only imagine the smug grins of the faces of the Blast and ESL executives as they sat down at the table to discuss with these orgs. We will no longer be giving you massive handouts of money, right? Everything will change and you'll still want to attend our events, right? So, like I'm saying, it's just going to be the epidermis.
Yeah.
Is that of a snake?
Epidermis is some kind of skin, isn't it?
Yeah, the epidermis is being shed of the old world as we embrace the new.
Is it called an epidermis when it sheds?
Here's the problem is, though, what these orgs are essentially doing is, and it's actually called like this, it's called the cartel. It's like when you have multiple organizations that kind of team up for the same kind of goal or
get some RICO
or
on
companies,
these bitches.
right? So the reason for that is they're thinking like, okay, listen, if we split up, like let's say if
this sounds illegal. This sounds like collusion.
If PGL Belgrade has Falcons, Vitality, and Spirit, right?
Yeah.
But Chengdu has FaZe, Mouse, whoever
Aurora.
else, some of the other big names, Navi.
Yeah.
It's like, well, now we're like doing a disservice to all of us, right? Because we have half of the teams here, half of the teams there.
I don't think it's a disservice.
We're cutting the viewership of this because it would have a lot more viewers if all the teams were in the same place. So
That's what the major's for, isn't it?
let's all pick the same tournament, right? Out of the two, or whenever we have these clashes, we
You're
all
thinking
agree.
as a member of the cabal.
Yes, we agree to play one out of the two because that will bring us all the most viewership. Like we will have more viewers for our games. This way, we're diluting the viewership right? Which then has less benefits for us as an organization, less eyes on our, less numbers we can sell to the sponsors, less jerseys we will sell, less whatever.
Yes, young man, you have a question?
I do. Now, as a member of the Cabal, first of all, what's the secret handshake? Second of all, what's more valuable to me, your angle or sticker money?
Well, I think that's the archaic way of thinking that he's describing, to where certainly they come around, right? Like the VRS points have to be the most important. Now.
That's what this next 6 months is about. You either make the change to attend the events that you have to because you need the points, or you stay doing what you're doing, think that your name and brand value of players is enough to keep you going, and then eventually get fucked so hard you're the new Nippon fanatic.
Oh, and you don't want to be the fucking new Nippon fanatic.
But shout out to NIP, man. NIP back in action. I like the changes that they're making. They're aggressive. They continue to make changes. I like this Kaspersky kid. I think, I do.
I just remember the last time we were talking about McAfee and Kaspersky and all the antivirus.
Is it Kaspersky or Kaspersky?
He's fucking anti-cheat for me, bro.
Yeah, he's Mr. Anti-cheat, just like Steamguard guy.
He's the Polish member of NIP. There you go. That's good. Yeah. So long story short, I think that the change will happen, but like everything, like Valve making adjustments to the TOR and the VRS and all these things, it's going to take time. We are just in it, and we want things to happen quicker than they possibly can. And when we talk to Valve, Jason, you got to get this sentiment too, that it things take time.
Yes, things take a lot of time.
And it's not because it's like they don't see the problem. You want to allow enough time of something to pass to, first of all, give it a fair chance.
Yep.
Second of all, assess multiple issues that could be happening with something, and then address it and move forward. The camera just zoomed in.
Yeah, I saw that. It did that earlier.
Did I fuck it? Could I put my hand in the air?
You might have.
Fuck. The fucking AI,
it hasn't figured everything out, Chad, except how to turn itself on in the middle of the night and wake you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, for example, a team like Falcons got saved a lot by the PGL events last season, right? Like up until they actually became good, but it was the run in Cluj that gave them a lot of points to sort of not only keep getting invited. It's not just about the invites, guys. It's also about the seed. Like, if you're the last seed and you have to play Vitality in your opening round, like I talked about this 2 months ago about Team Liquid, right? Like if your first game is going to be against Vitality or Spirit, you can put Mouse in that conversation if you want, right? It's like you're going to have a tough time, first of all, winning that game. Then you have to win 3 lower bracket games in a row. You have to win 3 best of 3s. There's going to be at least 1, probably 2 good teams down there. Like that's no easy feat.
Yeah. I am really, because look, again, I get the angle and I have no issue criticizing. My thing is, and I don't think what we're saying will contribute to this type of decision making, but I hope that they do well here. At least make stage 2, just because of the fact that I don't want Team Liquid as an org to go in the same direction of Cloud9. Right, I want them as an org to persist in Counter-Strike, even though they're not flying the North American flag anymore from a team perspective. I think regionally there's still a lot of appreciation for them, and it would be a shame if they ever took a hiatus from Counter-Strike because they dropped the ball so badly. And they've made some punts, and they've been aggressive with roster changes in the past. They've tried things from left field, they've tried things from right field,
even center field,
and all the fields, right, from downtown.
Every single fucking field.
They're sinking threes,
football
they're touchdowns,
slam
home
dunks.
runs.
Well, they haven't had many of those, actually. A couple of foul balls in there.
But my point is, I would just hope that,
using baseball terms,
with this roster right now, right, there is a decent, the game that they played against Mouse at the major was a game that you can sit there and go, okay, there is the potential.
They just only played 1 game at the major.
Yes, no, they played 3, but they only played 1 that anyone cared.
No, they only played 1 game.
Jason, that's like me saying I only played 1 FACEIT game on Sunday when I lost 7 and won 1 out of 8 games.
That's a terrible Sunday.
Who did you have to try and carry this time?
No, I was on my own.
That'll do it.
No, but I mean...
Oh, teammate, dude, some of the... So here's one thing I've learned. On the weekend, because you get people who are still very good at Counter-Strike, don't get me wrong, but they'll be working Monday to Friday, right?
Fucking plebs.
Yeah, they don't get to live a free lifestyle like me. But they can be a bit more wound up, right? Because life's a bit more stressful for them, right? So they can be quite
Wife,
angry.
kids, job.
Fucking hell.
9 to 5.
It's not like me. It's not like being an almost 36-year-old man just fucking flying through life. But yeah, they can be a bit angrier. And look, I wouldn't say that I was playing my best Counter-Strike, but I definitely wasn't botting out. But I still wasn't doing enough to get across the board. And I want to apologize to all of my teammates. I don't think I was bringing the correct energy. I think I was bringing the correct contributions when necessary and called upon.
Sure, but you weren't the energy setter.
I need to embody the correct energy and bring that. And I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I just cracked my phone. The
It was a
player
bad day
break
for
was
you
coming
too.
to an end.
It was a bad day for you too.
I was, instead of,
Your parents were there.
Yeah, it just, I apologize. So I just want to come clean on the record and say sorry.
Do your parents enjoy coming to visit you in Malta and watching you play 7 FACEIT games in a day?
They weren't there. They weren't
when,
there then.
When you grew up doing that, when
They left. I didn't play any Counter-Strike when they were there.
Did they
get
look
to
at you
have-
and say like, he's still the same old chatty?
You get the same
when they
experience
were there,
20
I
years
didn't play
apart.
any CS. Maybe that's why on Sunday I was out of practice.
Yeah, you're a
I
bit
didn't
rusty.
play for
Bit
4
rusty.
days.
Yeah,
so
that's
that
true.
was the
Your
problem.
mind was
You
on
were rusty.
hospitality.
Yeah, too much swimming and stuff going on. So I guess that's probably the problem.
Tyloo won.
Yeah, look, great result. I'm more baffled by fucking Zoking. Now, obviously, I know he's a professional player. That is here nor there. But the fact that his contributions were good enough with Jam Young going Super Saiyan Jin 4, right? Congrats to him for getting the MVP of that
Yes.
event.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
had some really good moments. I don't know how you guys managed when you were casting it, but
It was funny because I had the same thing as you, because I was sat there and I was like, they're playing with their coach, but like he did used to be a former professional player, so should I be this amazed? Like it, but like at the same time, it was like he wasn't doing anything crazy.
Yeah,
Like
but
he,
if Blade was in the server, our expectation wouldn't be
Right.
like that. It'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, it's Blade in the server, right? It'd be like if I was for FlyQuest coach
if-
and I was in, it's like, look at this fucking
I
noob.
mean, if Blade was in the server, though, we'd be sitting there and be like, look, Navi has this system, really good team. They've shown great things. They can maybe carry him through a couple games. When Tyloo has their coach standing in, you're kind of like, well, man, the major was cool. It's a bummer they don't have G here. Like, whatever. Like, we're just going to see what they've got. And, like, he was great. Like, his first game, he played really, really well. Like, not volume fragging, but impact kills. And then after that, though, he was kind of very, very quiet. Like, I actually don't... Like, it actually did feel like they were kind of playing, like, 4.5v5 and still winning games. And I was shocked the whole way through.
Jam Young's so calm.
Yeah.
How calm's Jam Young?
He's great.
She's the calmest.
He's the calmest guy. Like, he didn't... Like, at most, he would do a bit of a... Like, but that was
Yeah.
it. Like, otherwise, he was just like a stone-faced motherfucking killer. I loved it. It
We
was
almost
great to
lost
watch.
him to Valorant. He went to Valorant for like 10 days and came back to Tyloo CS, thankfully, for everyone involved.
Strong rifling core in that team.
Yeah.
Good that G got there in time. Attackers just doing what's necessary. Obviously, huge for Chinese Counter-Strike.
Yes.
It's great for Asian Counter-Strike now that we have the Mongols and Tyloo playing well, and Lin Vision still made it to playoffs as well. For me, for the Trinity, we need FlyQuest with the JKS reintroduction to not be bad. Like, they need to now...
Oceania and Australia needs to fight back.
Well, not against them, but
Right,
with
right.
them.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Because it's one of these things, like Justin joining I know I'm diverting right now, but Justin joining this team gives a big boost. He can help them with maybe a lot of things that they were lacking. In terms of the positions he's going to play, I don't know. I think they might just... If I was them, I'd probably just slot in 1-for-1 with Liaz because the role's the same, but I want JKS to play more like Rops than like Shush, right? Like, I want him to be an active anchor as opposed to a passive anchor. I need him to come up with a lot of moves and stuff. And
Sure.
hopefully, like, I think Netic showed some really good signs.
Yep.
Vexite needs consistency, and I think Regali is more than a decent level for them. All they need to do there is refine with it. So if Tyloo, Mongols, Lin Vision, and FlyQuest can all offer up, I don't want to call them upsets because it wouldn't be the case for Mongols, but the other three, if they can beat teams who are from 8 to 16, we're in a fucking new world, baby.
Yeah, that
Counter-Strike from
region's
that part
cooking.
of the world would never have been that strong.
No,
But
never.
I think also low-key, I mean, Tyloo did a favor to FlyQuest as well because now there's a chance Tyloo will get invited to the major through the global VRS. So the regional spot will go to FlyQuest.
There's no global VRS for the major.
What?
What? You what,
think-
mate?
What do
It's
you mean?
all regional.
You what, mate? I thought it was all
So for stage 3,
Right,
there was
There's gonna be
2
them all.
Brazilian teams, 1 Asian team.
right.
So there'll be 5 European teams invited from 1 to 5. There'll be 2
Yep.
America's teams.
Yep.
1
Two
and
America's
2.
team
I
and
know.
stage. Yep.
And the stage 2 as well. But what about stage 1?
Stage 1's not global. It's all going to be regional. They just haven't announced it yet.
Okay, so it could still be.
I
It could
get
still
you.
be global.
I get you.
Well, it could be. I don't think it will be.
Sure.
If anything, Valve are more likely to give avenues to regions, especially sub-regions, as opposed to giving it globally, because then it'll all just go to EU.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I misunderstood something.
You're all good.
I
fine.
could be wrong.
No. I'm probably wrong. But
If the major invites went out today, Astralis would be going in as the second seed.
No, that
into
is
stage
that
3.
is- that okay. So
Is this
Jason-
incorrect? Did I just do
Jason's-
misinformation?
You're
baseless claim.
you're not using misinformation. That right there is predictive.
Yes.
But it's not taking into account any other event results. So that is literally, as of this moment right now,
Yeah.
if there was only Decay and no other tournaments played,
Yep.
Astralis would go in as the second highest European.
That's
event.
crazy. That's that FISSURE VRS
But that
dog.
won't be the case.
Baseless
So
claim.
it is.
Another
That's why I
baseless
said
claim
if
from
it happened
Jason.
right now. If
Yeah,
it happened
Yeah,
at this
but
moment.
it's not happening right now. So what's the fucking
Yeah, and if
point?
Christmas happened right now, it'd be Christmas in July.
I was just
Jason.
pointing out the Astralis jump up. Y'all freaking out.
Yeah,
They're
we-
not second
y'all
in
need
the
to
ranking.
chill.
They
though.
lost to
Y'all
fucking
need to
Tyloo. They
chill.
suck.
They're sixth in the ranking, and Hooksy was the highest rated player in the grand final.
What the hell, Jason?
Hooksy was legit.
I thought he was not good enough for G2. He wasn't good enough individual player. You see
apparently.
what 9 months of going to the gym and focusing on yourself can do for you?
And
That's a lesson for all of you
for all
watching
of
at
you.
home.
Yeah, here's what I want you guys to do: get a blender, travel around the world, buy bananas, get eggs on the plane,
Bro.
play deathmatch once a day, go to the gym, and go outside and talk to a duck called Kevin.
It's why I have the screwdriver. I have to unscrew the base, take the battery out, fly
'cause
with
you
the
can't put
battery
it in the bag.
because I can't bring the blades of the blender into the carry-on, and I can't bring the battery into the checked bag.
Oh shit! The blades are a weapon.
Yeah. They're hardcore. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, man. Now you're in.
Well, I'm never doing that. And Jason, also, if they ask me at the airport, do you have any batteries in your bag? You think I'm saying yes?
When have you ever been asked if you have batteries in your bag? I've never been asked that question.
They ask you do you have any chargers and blah 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 batteries more than this? much
Oh,
in
sure.
your bag?
Yeah. Oh, you mean for the check bag? I think you meant for the
Because they can catch fire,
Yeah.
and you can all die.
Why are you looking at me when you say it? Chad's the one sneaking batteries into the.
I never said
You're
I
pretending
did.
like they never asked you about batteries. You have 7 fucking different portable chargers here.
Yeah, I got some. Well, I got to carry all the equipment, don't I?
I was carrying the equipment for a while.
Yeah, you carry a lot of chargers, a lot of cables.
I'm glad I don't carry the
If
equipment.
I carry the equipment, it will all get impounded. So
It's probably true, actually.
it's best you guys carry it. But I think on the FlyQuest note, it's like when you talked about, Regalia, it's like their problem isn't going to be that they need a better player anymore. Like that someone is holding them back. They're, Lias, God bless him, and the great interviews he was giving, he was the weak link of that team. He had a performance here and there, but it just wasn't anywhere near the level that was needed. So with switching ins to IGL, now adding JKS, adding Netek, they've actually improved their firepower significantly. Where now, if they have good enough, protocols, structure, a system, they can actually do pretty well. And only if they do that, you could look maybe a year from now and say, all right, now what's holding us back is maybe we need to upgrade further in one of these positions because we just don't have, Falcons last year, we just don't have that star player.
Don't have that star player.
To be able to punch through. But I'm excited to see them. I think everyone's excited, obviously, for JKS to be back in a Oceanic team. It's been since the
5 years, yeah.
Extremum / 100
I don't think he didn't play for Extremum.
Could be.
Justin went to Cole, I think,
yeah.
from 100
Yeah.
Thieves,
Yeah. So it's
The Extreme Mums was Jacob, Azza, Liaz, Grat. I don't know who they used Bentet.
Bentet.
Not really a JKS replacement.
Good old Bentat.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's doing.
I think he got married.
Good for him.
Maybe there's a couple kids.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still playing.
Yeah, he was actually. He plays in the Southeast Asian mixed teams.
Yes.
Or maybe even bit
He was the MVP for a while, I think. The Korean one? I don't know. Maybe.
there was a Korean player with him last time I saw him in the server.
But Asian CS, Jason said half jokingly, it felt like at the major, was it? Asia is the second
Why
strongest.
did you do me like that? Why did you just feel like this great point Jason made was obviously half joking?
Because I can never really compliment another man.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
What would that be?
Yeah, okay.
Very joking.
Fair enough. No, that's
Uh,
joking. Hey.
But it did turn out that it was like a foreshadowing, you know. We'll see. Tyloo, it's so funny that they play VP again, like who was the biggest disappointment of that tournament, and then Tyloo, the biggest surprise package. It's all about, okay, was it just a flash in the pan, or is it maybe a sign of things to come?
Hope it's a sign of things to come.
I do too.
Can I pivot?
Yeah.
Because we've been everywhere. I know. I love a good pivot.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Overpass being back? Especially for Anubis.
Go on.
This is the best map pool we've had.
You did make this tweet, didn't you?
Ever since Vertigo was put in for cash. Like, I love it. I think Anubis, I am not a guy who thinks every map, for a map to be good, it needs to be balanced, like CT side. I don't think that. I think Train is the old Train. Even I thought it was a great map, despite it being obviously CT sided. But Anubis just felt weird. It felt too weird. It didn't feel like really kind of the moves you had to make felt too forced, and it was a little bit stale for me. In a way, I think Overpass is a much better map. I think it could still be improved, but I think it's a lot more like Counter Strike than Anubis is. I think the map pool is great now.
I think it's going to be. I'm interested. I'm keeping my mind open because I'm notoriously towards the end of CS:GO and Overpass's life in it. I fucking despised it.
Very slow.
I hate it.
Very
It was,
save heavy.
but I think that was more. I think a lot of that's due to the meta at the time. At the
I think
time
it will
of
still
Counter
be
Strike.
that way though.
I think it would have. Yeah. I don't know if it'll still be slow because you can break smokes, you can extinguish Molotovs at monster, you can go fast. I think one area of the map that I think is going to be really weird. I think long is going to kind of lose value with the way teams are playing now. Like, I'm very curious about how teams are going to utilize long. Like, are you really going to set up a lurker behind that deep smoke to kind of wander up and get ready when they can break the smoke a number of times?
I see what you're saying.
Like, I feel like that's going to turn into how I feel about Ivy on Train, which is like, there's not really a whole lot of tactics that make sense to run on this part of the map.
I'm happy to see a map with such length. It is going to play slow. I think it is going to still play slow.
Sure.
But I like the fact that now AWPers, who have felt like they've been made a little bit more redundant, not the superstar AWPers like a Monacy, but AWPers impact in general. Now we'll get more device masterclasses. Jump up, take a balloons peak, drop back to a bathrooms peak, drop back to a divider peak, drop back to a site peak. You get to see the true masters of using all the angles with the AWP and giving themselves as many opportunities.
I mean, one of my first thoughts was as well that on the T side, like, how much will you be able to buy the HEs even, because you need the flashes to flash uppers off
the line,
angles.
sure.
But before we also had the HE stacks, the triple HE for sandbags and all of that stuff. People use it. That's easy because you can go back to spawn for the flashes after you throw the early HEs. But that's one of the things, to be honest. One of the big problems about Overpass, man, is you can't practice that map. Because when you practice Overpass,
people just push
the
on the
CTs
CT
are
side.
always playing fountain. They're always playing up close. They're always playing aggressive. And then when you get to LAN and the game becomes a little bit close, then they're just
sitting inside,
toilets,
spotting.
and then they get smoked and they go back and they're jump spotting, right? So you need to almost, in a way, sort of practice things, not even do them in... You need to be mentally prepared about what's going to happen and to have things in place, even though in scrims you're not able to rehearse them because someone's always in your face. And this is where having an academy team is actually fucking awesome. Because
you can make them play a certain way.
You can make them play a certain way. You can go up, probably don't tell your players, but it's coach to coach. You talk, you say, listen, I want you guys to play more passive in this one, and I'm not going to tell my guys. They'll have to figure it out by playing but we want to practice some finishers, and endings to rounds. And because that was the most frustrating part really about it, is like you had a tough time actually rehearsing things that you wanted to do.
But how many smokes can you even have? Like, let's think about it, right? Because the meta...
Smokes are going to get crazy, I think.
But we've had Overpass before in CS2. It was just in the early days, right? Because that's Donk's first event, Katowice. Overpass was the last map of where he obliterated FaZe.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Prey.
So, we know, we have a rough idea of how the meta is going to work. For the Ts, it's going to be a progression of using likely the CTs are going to nade open squeaky, so the Ts are going to have to drop the molly connector as well as a smoke to buffer the door unless they get short control. The Ts are also going to likely smoke bathrooms and then molly divider. So at minimum, we've already used 2 smokes. There might even be a third smoke used to extinguish the short pipe molly. So we've used 3 smokes in the first 30 seconds of the round. So maybe, if you're lucky, you have 2 smokes left for a finisher, which is good. 2's good. 2's enough. But that's maybe. Then Molotov wise, I've just mentioned you're probably gonna do a short molly, right? The standard one we've said for
Yeah,
many
the
years.
stop the push, right?
Connector one, so they can't abuse connector. And either, depending on how much of a threat the CTs are on the CT side, you might even have to use one balloons as well as dividers, then maybe have one molly left for a finish. And Yanko's bang on. If an AWP comes into play, this is one of the worst things in the world. You have to flash almost every angle because jiggling was replaced by run boosting. Remember, you had to run boost out long to potentially beat the AWPer and do all these things. The maps had some tweaks from the version that existed when we saw Donk playing. There's some minor tweaks. There's no water. There's some other stuff that's a little bit different for sure. But overall, I think that it's going to play quite similar. There's not a world where you can't break a deep monster like pipe smoke, one that actually is in the middle of the pipe, because it spreads the whole way through. The nade's not going to clear that whole thing. It's too long. At least I think it's like upper tunnel smoke. It's hard to clear.
Yeah, maybe. I think you could still. I mean, I think if you're combining it with like flashes and utility and actually
you're
pushing
edging into
through,
the start. You break the second part. You're there with the flash.
I know, but ideally, what you would like to do is break it so you have vision on whether someone crossed to the right.
Sure.
And then the opera can hold, one guy can break, and the third guy can sneak monster, and sort of then you can flash for him to swing. You know, you could make some small plays like that. We'll see what teams will come up with, but I still stick by if they just made like everything after the sides 30% smaller or 20% smaller the map, right? So
just move the spawn out.
So the distance the T's have to cover to go from one side to the other was shorter, because the rotations are so easy for the CT.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why it's always the A player on Overpass on CT who has a lot of impact, because those are the guys who reaggress, and then you find the timing while they're sort of moving away, and then you kill that one guy, and now when you're on the T, say, oh, okay, 4 guys will be waiting for us on B, I guess. Cool.
Yeah.
Which teams do you think are going to play it?
So we, on HLTV, we went through and worked out all the teams who were going to veto it, or we worked out everybody's current perma vetoes, right, from this event. Let me see if I can find it here, because I can bring it up and we can talk through it. I make a lot of PowerPoint presentations on that show. Okay, load. Sorry, everybody, talking right now while I wait for it to load. Wrong PowerPoint. So you guys might have to
there we go.
You know, who's going to get...
Phil.
Aurora will be screwed by it, obviously. Anubis
with
was
the
their
Anubis,
best map. What? That looks great, Chad.
When it loads, which is almost there.
Oh, we're on this Wi-Fi that's like being on a 56K.
Okay, it's done.
I think
Okay, so
Vitality will love it too.
So teams who ban Anubis currently at this event. This is only teams at this event. Mouse, Falcons, Gamer Legion, Astralis, and Big. Now, I think that it might be too soon for both Gamer Legion and Astralis to play it, but I know Ash likes
so does
Overpass.
Huxley loves Overpass.
Yeah, so you might see Gamer Legion.
Device loved it as well back in the day.
You might see Gamer Legion and Astralis pick it up at some point, but maybe not
they
this
were
event.
at Fissure.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They had
So
no
not much time
to practice.
And then you've got teams who ban Train, Pain, FaZe, G2, Liquid, Mongols, FlyQuest. Teams who ban Ancient. Fury has actually started playing Ancient, so I don't know what Furia's permaban is, but we put them down as Ancient. Aurora and Vitality, they ban Ancient. Dust 2 bans are MIBR, Tyloo, Na'Vi. Inferno bans are Spirit, Heroic. Nuke bans are VP, Bait. And Mirage bans are NIP, 3D Max, Cole.
Yeah.
The most banned map is Train. Second most is Anubis.
Sure.
So the teams that definitely don't have to play Overpass were Mouse, Falcons, Game Legion, Astralis, Big. Everybody else either has to change their ban and play something,
or try and pick up Overpass.
Yeah.
I can see, Falcons picking it up.
I think they'd have a good team for it. Monacy with either Kiyosuke or Nico, maybe Nico because of the experience factor over towards A. Tessus and Kiyosuke particularly potentially over towards B with Kixon as the rotator.
Yeah.
Like, it could be pretty strong.
Did Tessus play B with for Heroic, or was that Shush?
Shush played B, but the
Tessus and Stone and Cadian were A.
Tessus and Shush were like the T side extremity players. They were the ones always probing one or the other.
Shush would have been the outside B anchor T side,
Yeah.
and Yabi was probably connector. Feels like Tessus would have been pack. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're going.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we're going
back a
deep.
couple
We're going
years now.
deep. Yeah.
I just, in general, think it's a good change. I think it will be interesting to see what these teams do. I think also, FaZe, for example, with Carrigan in there, will, and Rain was great on Overpass on
Yeah,
A.
but they'll put in B. They'll put in B. He's been
Elige
cut.
will play A.
All frozen.
Yeah, true.
Right, like he's been cut.
But I think those teams, and Navi will play it because of Blade, and he's played the map for ages, and it's all about, you feel like you have a good understanding of the map, and I think a lot of these teams will feel like, yeah, we have a better understanding of this than maybe something else, and at the very least
Maybe
we
the
can
new train, yeah.
we can have it as a 7th map, like we can play sometimes. Or
How were the other changes? Did you play them in FaZe?
The economy stuff?
The economy
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
The MP9?
So the MP9 I just didn't buy, which was silly. I should have bought it but when I saw the nerfs, I was like, and anyway, I've been hedging more 5.7 guy anyway. I think the 5.7 is fucking sick.
5.7's unreal.
Like,
MP7's really good too.
Close range 5.7 headshot, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
But the economy, obviously
was so OP like before the first nerf.
the 5.7 still OP, man.
Yeah.
It's fucked. The money when you're winning, which I didn't do a lot of when I lost 7 out of 8 games. But we also played some Prem games on it where we did do some winning against the cheaters. Yeah, when you're winning, it just feels like a little bit of extra cash because like you're wiping the board every time. They're never planting, so you're only going to get the 3250 win bonus. And then, so essentially that kicks you up to the 3500, right? But I don't think the impact is going to be where I think a lot of people want the impact to be. The point of which, so I'm arguing against myself right now in two ways.
Yep.
So I think people in Yanko's camp have a problem with the fact that the 1400 loss bonus still exists. However, on the pistol round, if you win the CT side and you win it by defuse, okay, we know the enemy's going to have Galils, right? They're going to have Galils. But because we get an extra 250 plus the 3700, and if you kill all 5 and defuse, and obviously kill bonus based off frag, so a couple of extra $300 bonuses for each player who got the kills. If a couple of players survive, let's say 2 to 3 players survive, they plant the bomb, you retake, you get cheap armor, right? I'm best case scenarioing right now. You get 3750. Yep. You get cheap upgrade to head armor. You're going to have more M4s to combat the Galils than you would right now. Because the problem right now is, second round, you're either forced into M4 armor, no util, MP9
Famous.
versus Galil, bad in certain fight situations.
Yeah.
Even worse now.
Yep. Or Famous.
With lighter
Galil, I would take
util.
Galil over Famous for sure.
Yeah, I would too.
But so you have util.
Yep.
So now, if you have enough players survive, they defuse, you defuse, you wipe all 5, there'll be more M4s on the board. In theory.
In theory.
In theory. The problem still persists that Yanko's highlighting of you win pistol, lose second, 1400 for third, you're still money fucked.
Yeah.
I think for me in general, it's just the money fuck. The second round is the most obvious one and the most often, the scenario that happens the most often. But it feels like in MR12, there's no room for the hard reset, right? Like there's only so few rounds that it just shouldn't be a thing.
Teams are pretty good at winning rounds with less. I'm not saying that, let's say that you win pistol, lose second, and everybody dies. Oh, you're fucked. You win pistol, lose second, save 2 guns, winnable.
Yeah.
Winnable.
Yeah.
No, people are doing, and we've had games where people go back and forth for the first 6 rounds of the game, right? Like,
Do we like that?
no. I don't care. I just think, to me, it's more of these teams don't know how to play against, pistols.
The lower buys.
Yeah.
But those rounds are so much easier to win now than they've ever been.
You mean, wait, for the tees?
Both sides. I think that there's a few reasons, the game being one of them, the lesser rounds being another, and teams and players individually getting better and understanding how to use their limited resources better. The way that teams respond to, okay, we only have this type of a buy, we have 2 options as opposed to 6, and we either go one of these 2. And if we can't pull it off, we can't pull it off. We can't win the round. But if we can, well, okay, it's on. It's back and forth. It's ping pong. Bang, 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 bang. The amount of times you see... What?
I don't know.
bang, 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 bang.
What the fuck are you drinking?
I don't know, man.
No, keep going. I like it.
Just being a guy, you
Yeah,
know?
just a bunch of guys being dudes.
But this event is the first
Making
event.
baseless claims.
Yeah, this is the first event we'll have, so it's the first time we really get to measure it and to get to see what type of emphasis that the teams put on certain situations. Because I try and question what was the point of this change? To help out the CT economy a little bit. Okay.
It's what you mentioned. It's what you mentioned earlier, though, when you talked about how long it like takes change. This is the other side of why things like take long, especially with the economy. And I say this every time there's an economy change. You never know that butterfly effect of what's going to change a year down the road, a year and a half down the road, because of some stupid tinkering you did with a loss bonus or whatever it might be. Like that shit gets intense. I would rather see him go this route where it almost feels like this actually doesn't feel like it improved much. Give it some time. I know that's going to be painful, but let them get the data on what they're trying to improve. Like we don't know what their goal is.
Well, here's
right?
the thing. You say it's going to be painful. The thing is, it can't be worse because it's more for the CT. So the CTs, no matter what, no matter how you split it, whether you think it's 5%, 50%, 75%, either way, it's better than it was.
But wouldn't it? It would be better. It's better to see them kind of scale up gradually from what we're used to than to overshoot hardcore and be in a world where CT side economy is just like
Out of
ultra
control.
strong. Yeah,
It's so wild to me though that they've introduced an entire new economic mechanic, one that didn't essentially
had never existed in the game.
So let you wipe all 5 Ts, right, in a round. Let's say that your average kill, like let's just assume that every kill was with an M4. So that's $300 per kill.
Yeah.
Well, it's not $300 per kill anymore, is it? It's 550 per kill because it's going across the team. So obviously you as an individual are taking 350.
Yep.
But the rest of your team are also profiting from your frag.
Yep.
So essentially CT kill reward across the board is upped. An AWP kill is no longer 100, it's 150.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, like we're starting
No,
to...
we're getting there. We're fixing a few things.
Like it's going
It's
to be...
150 for you, but it's an extra 250 across the board.
Yeah.
Which also isn't to be neglected with all the drops. And I think it's, you don't want to go too crazy. It's a little bit unrealistic, even though it's a game. People are chanting for defunding the police everywhere, and here we are trying
What
to.
is wrong with you two today?
You mentioned Rico. I mentioned Putin. He's talking about defunding the police. The Epstein list hasn't come in yet.
If there even is such a thing, we don't know. We just listen to powers that be.
Go on. Something about money and Tyloo and flashbangs.
All right,
We've broken him.
bang bang.
We've broken him.
I think the next one is a little bit of a curveball, but there was that little bit of a very intelligent back and forth on Twitter between Bubszki and Kassad.
I missed this.
For fuck's sake.
You missed it?
Yeah.
They were talking about, basically Bubszki was tweeting about...
You're going to love it.
Give me a W.
W.
Give me an O.
O.
Give me another O.
O.
Give me a T.
T.
Give me an I.
I.
Give me an N.
N.
Give me a G.
G.
What does it spell?
Wooting!
And that right now is proud partner of the show, Talking Counter, Wooting keyboards. I got one of them right here, boxed up, beautiful, 80HE, the perfect size. It's got all the good stuff inside, and that is keys on a keyboard.
They're beautiful keys. They do feel really good.
You can't play Counter Strike without one.
No, you can't. I can't anymore. Absolutely not.
Never seen one like it.
And
No.
here's the thing, rapid trigger. That's one of my favorite features. If you want to counter strafe like Donk, Wooting will help get you there.
Yeah.
Now, look, that's not a guarantee. You might be old. You might be a boomer. You might be slow. And if then, you probably need it more than you think you do. You've also got custom actuation points. There's lots of good stuff with this. You can set up your own profiles for different games, all that good stuff.
You can also import profiles from professional players as well. I was tinkering that with myself earlier today. Imported the twist.
You were tinkering with this himself earlier today. Hope Twist wasn't
Took him
watching.
2 hours as well.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things.
It was a good day.
One of the best days. Now,
Yeah.
look, we've got a couple here to test out while we're here during Cologne. And what else is happening during Cologne with Wooting, Jason?
Yes, thank you, Chad. Well, on the Discord, we will be giving away 2 of the 80HE, the 10 keyless keyboards, the one most often used by the Counter-Strike professionals. So we're going to come with some cool ideas during stage 2 to give those away, along with 2 uwus, which are these little guys, basically. Yeah, very similar to Steam Decks. Customizable, 6 buttons. You can make them do whatever you want through the Wooting
Just like everyone's
application.
favorite anime characters. You can make them
Absolutely.
do whatever you want.
Anything at all.
Custom mapping.
Now, obviously, as well, if you guys go buy a keyboard at Wooting during the event as well, use code TalkingCounter. You can attach an uwu to your shopping cart. Use that code. The uwu will be free. It's a $50 value that you get off, and that's going to be great times.
I say woo. You say
Ting.
What does it spell?
Wooting.
That's wooting.io. Check them out.
Wooting.
Wooting.
Wooting. Bubszki will bring it up for him. Bubszki was tweeting about how it should be talked more about, like people should be giving up more. Not everyone is going to be a pro player, so you should have things to fall back on, right? Even maybe as you're pursuing the career of a pro player.
Okay, wait. There's too many people who ruined their life by trying to go pro. Sure, give it a go from age 10 to 20, and you can even take a year or two your parents live.
Is it from 10 to 20?
Yeah, but there's too many who've tasted or seen pro life and now think it's feasible to achieve a long-term solution. It can be an evil circle if you never consider your situation. There's more to it, but that's essentially the gist. And then Kassad's quote tweet in response is, "Don't listen to this garbage."
Why has it started so aggressive? All right, Ms. Paul, what's the rest
My
say?
professional coaching career started when I was 29. No money, no talent, zero experience, only hard work, and it paid off. Chase whatever makes you happy. Don't listen to these losers.
Just quickly, Jason, can you go back to Kassad's Twitter profile?
Yes.
What does the banner at the top of his Twitter profile say?
Unpaid.
Okay.
In a big red stamp.
Just checking. But, okay, so both of them are right.
Yeah. The hilarity is just the aggressive nature of like, don't listen to this garbage.
Both are right though. Like for example, there's like if you want to do this and you're a high school kid, don't drop out of high school. Finish high school. I think, in my opinion.
I don't know, but you seem worried now that you're actually giving advice.
Well, because I'm thinking like, did Dunk finish high school or did Kiyasuka finish high school?
I think he's old enough to finish high school.
Okay, well, I feel like at a minimum you should probably finish
Yeah.
high school. At least, let me rephrase. In Australia, the bare minimum level of education that you need to get a job, stacking shelves, or doing something like
High school.
along those lines
Yeah.
would just be a high school diploma. That's all you need. Like you
or
don't
the
need tertiary.
equivalent. We have like a GED, which people do as well. Yeah.
You don't need you don't need college or university or tertiary education to get an average job, right? An average job, I'm not saying is the thing that anybody should be trying to seek out. It just depends on your circumstance. I worked a lot of average jobs.
I think that phrase right there is the key to what you just mentioned when you say both these guys are right. It depends on the circumstance.
Exactly.
Like when I started commentating, I had no money. I had like 40 grand in student debts, and I remember my first after like a year and a half of grinding casting games for like $10 a map or a match, my first like job offer was from either ESEA for a set amount of money for the year, or Twitch asked me to go freelance and do like the whole freelance lifestyle.
Okay.
And one was like the Twitch freelance was like probably had a higher ceiling of what I could have earned that first year. But I had the bills and felt like I needed to do the contract. And
Sure,
like, give me
yeah.
this set 35, 40 grand, whatever it was at the time, and let me just get out of this hole with this set money, and then I can assess. But, it is like, what is your situation? If I didn't have student debt, I might have actually just taken the freelance and been like, peace.
It also depends on like what type of family that you come from, right?
Yeah.
Some people are fortunate enough to have a family cushion where for them, they don't need to go to work in the same way.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying, leech off of daddy's money, but it gives you the liberty to be a little bit more late to the party,
Sure.
right? You can go and try things within the world. And I think that like we were very fortunate, all of us in this room and all the professional Counter-Strike players as well, and people who get to do our job. What we get to do is a privilege, right? And it's something that, look, we've worked hard for at different portions, and I'm not detracting from any of that. But what I'm saying is we get to live our passion as our career, which for some people gets a little bit bad because they get jaded and their work and their passion.
You have to find a way to make it work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people can fall out of love with the thing because you do see that from time to time, and that just is the way that it goes. But I was so stubborn. Like my personal example is all throughout high school, like when I moved from primary school to high school, what happens is your primary schools all kind of filter into a bigger high school, right? Where more schools kind of merge together. And I had a falling out with my friend group because one of my mates, his family was going through a divorce. He was kind of taking out the negative of stuff on his lifestyle on me because we were in like a group of 3 mates and the 2 of them would gang up on me. One day I snapped and I said something bad to the kid, and then I became the enemy of the group. And then I sat on lunchtime by my own for the next 4
By
years,
yourself, man.
right? So for me, I kind of sunk everything into Counter Strike because it didn't matter who you were; it mattered how good you were. That's kind of how you were gauged by your peers, right? Within Counter Strike, so the more you put in, the more you got back in terms of like the reputation and everything like that. And that's where I got to be the version of Chad. I'm talking about myself in the third person here, but it's old version that I wanted to be. So for me to pursue it was a no-brainer because it was a healthy outlet for me. And then if I listened to my parents, which my dad is a plumber, he wanted me to go to university and live like a better life than him, right? Not have to be a blue collar worker and go and in 40-degree heat and dig trenches and shit. Admirable from his perspective. But from mine, I loved Counter-Strike and that's what I wanted to do. And we would get in aggressive arguments and fights. And it wasn't healthy. It wasn't good throughout my teenage years, but it's what I wanted to do. And I was fortunate enough that my grandmother was supporting me throughout that. And then eventually I got fortunate. Like, that's the thing. You need to get a little bit fortunate with all this. There needs to be a little bit of luck. Like, the
timing of it.
Yeah.
Like, has to be the
you
right
need to
place
be prepared
right time.
for the luck.
And you look at when we started this, it was when esports got the buzz of being the next big thing and more money got in it and more eyes on it. I mean, people that just did it a couple of years prior, I mean, were way less fortunate. And I think, I mean, there's arguments on both sides. I don't think we should talk about Donk or Monesi or those because they are phenoms, right? And if you're that talented, you know, chances are you'll make enough money through the esports thing that you won't need like
the high school
to have
education.
a proper job or the high school education, right? Might as well just go full into it straight away. It's like being a professional athlete, except there's no risk of injury or it's minuscule, right? Because you can be on the way up and you're playing basketball and you have a knee injury and your career might be, you know, over, or it may not be what it was going to be, right? So there's less risk in that way. But I think, you know, for me personally, obviously I wasn't a world-class player, but I was playing while I was, you know, finishing uni.
Carrigan did the same,
and the reason why Carrigan got a master's degree, I didn't even get that far.
Idiot.
But it was, I stopped playing professionally when I saw like that my teammates weren't motivated enough anymore for what the stated goal for our team was, which was to become the best in the world. Not to be the best in the Balkans and win every local LAN and then get the little prize money that we get there. No, it was to try and compete with the world's best. And then I was like, okay, I'm not going to waste my life playing this for this is not big enough of a prize for me, not just financially, but it's not big enough for me to let go everything. You know, you have to live a life. So that's when I focused more on uni, and then sort of the observing thing came along and the talent work, which makes it different. But I also made a conscious decision to sort of, you know, to pretty much retire at the age of 22, right? Like, because it's just, could I have maybe made it as a professional player? There's definitely a chance I could have made it, but was it a massive, you know, risk compared to what I thought would it be otherwise? Yeah, and I think it turned out, I'm pretty satisfied with how things turned out. So I think you have to be careful. It depends a lot on circumstance, and it is you know, Kassad is obviously, anything he says nowadays is tuned up to 11, right? But if you cut through some of the noise, I mean, the way I look at it and his side of things is, you have to, like, if you want to be the best at something and you want to compete with the best, you have to put in 110% into it. Like, you have to live it, basically. That has to be the main thing for you in your life. And if you listen to success stories, you know, in any competition, it pretty much comes down to that for the people who are the best of the best. So you need to be willing to sacrifice something. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't, you know, have a job and be a professional player. So I think it comes down, you have to be realistic in a sense of how good are you and how talented are you.
It's hard to assess that, though, isn't it, for a player?
I have a lot of parents in Serbia, you know, when they run and they say, oh, what do I do? My kid is playing this. I said, what would you do if he was playing basketball or football, right? Like, you would talk and you would see, like, what are the chances of him actually, how good is he? And what are the chances of him actually having a future as a professional player? If he is very talented, he is very good, and he's achieving some results, then nurture it, you know, see how it's going. Don't, like, nip it in the bud. But if there's nothing there, then make sure to tone it, not tone it down, but make sure it doesn't curtail it exactly, and make sure that there's still most of the focus is on school or whatever it is that can be the other.
They can still play local lands and stuff like that. That's like Counter Strike for me was such a fun social thing as I was growing up, because it was people who loved the same thing as I loved, and you'd get together and you'd have your competitive outlet. You're comparing it to sports. I played football, soccer when I was younger, but when everything kind of fell apart for me, that's when I leaned into video games, and that was my outlet for that. And I think that's important as well. I think like when I would talk to people, like kids on the come up would ask, okay, well, I would say finish high school. This would be to Aussie kids. Be nice to your mum, right? Those would be the two things. Then other than that, do whatever the fuck you want. But the older I've gotten, and stuff that I wish that I had caught up into, and the thing is, it was there. Other people were doing this. I guess I was just blinded or didn't want to. But one is, I wish that I had taken better care of my health, right? And whether that's go to the gym and lift heavy weights, whether that's you like to run, whether that's you enjoy surfing and swimming or whatever it is, something active. It seems like I feel like such a fucking boomer when I say this now, but that's the one thing that I wish I had more of a focus, and not a focus of being like pimp and sitting on a bike for 8 hours and eating 5,000 calories, right? Like, I respect to Jacob. He's got a crazy mental to do that, but I don't mean like that. I just mean maintenance, like you're a car. You take your car in for a service, you have to run
once
the engine.
Once a year, you have to do it once a year.
But maybe you once every couple of days, right? I'm saying go to the gym or work out.
No, I'm saying about the checkup. Like,
sure.
People don't go, you don't do blood work at least once a year. Do blood work, EKG, ultrasound of your abdomen. And that's the basic thing. Once you're past 30...
You get your yearly ultrasound, or...?
I haven't been to the doctor in a while. So back to the heart
palpitations. Once you're past 30, you should do that once a year.
I haven't got the finger out the arse yet either, but that's coming soon too.
Yeah, but that's a bonus.
That's late 40s, I think.
Oh, okay.
You got like a decade.
That's Jason.
Yeah.
But I think, you're spot on, and I would say another thing, and this is for younger people, young adults, is like do internships, like do stuff.
Get some experience in the world.
Do some small take small jobs like just
volunteering for a podcast.
Feel out what's interesting to you, see what works, get some skills. I think probably the thing with university, it does feel a little bit overrated, but in terms of you won't know how to do the thing once you finish it. Once you get a job in whichever industry, you'll still be learning on the job. You just have the base knowledge to know what it's being talked about, what the job is about. But it's a necessity in the sense of you won't be able to get an interview for a job without a degree, right? Like that's what it comes down to. And if you don't want it, then just fucking buy Fartcoin or something.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah. This is life advice from 3 idiots.
Yeah, from 3 idiots who fell ass backwards into a video game career.
Jason is the most mature person of the group. What's your advice for everyone listening out there, and this will affect their lives?
We're 3 pretty mature people of the overall talent group, I'd say.
We are probably top 3.
Damn. That's condemnation to everybody else.
At least here. We'd be top 3 here.
Would Hugo be 4?
Hugo would probably be 4. Hugo
what about Freya?
Would maybe even be tied for 3rd.
What about Freya?
I don't
Freya's
know.
like 23 or something. I don't know.
Freya's like 27.
I've never gotten the sense out of her that she's responsible, but I've never gotten the sense out of her that she's irresponsible. Most of the other fuckers
True.
You know.
Yeah, I know. Harry's not high up on the list for anybody.
No,
Harry's the
very
bottom
low
on
on the list.
We love him. But he is, he does.
Actually not at the very bottom. He has 7 dogs and a couple of kids by now.
That's true.
His partner has 7 dogs and a kid.
Yeah. Well, but he has a partner. So,
he does have a partner, yeah.
He's got some of us trumped out there. What, Jason?
We should talk about Cologne.
Do we have to?
We should a little bit. We're in the final hurdle here. We're in the last 30 minutes.
This isn't a hurdle. This is enjoyment.
That's true.
What's the time?
It's currently 8:37. We've been going. We're going for an hour and a half.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying let's chat about Cologne. Yeah, so Cologne's starting tomorrow, guys.
Jason, you wanted to start chatting.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to talk about some of these matchups. I wanted to see if there's any upsets in here. I know we don't like doing predictions, but just in terms of interesting match, I guess the Furia FlyQuest match is kind of cool to see. First look at JKS. Furia had an atrocious Fissure. That was fucking gross. I didn't enjoy that.
But here's the thing, okay? So I don't know what you guys spoke about with Dinko. I didn't listen. But going into Fissure, right? The setting of the tone for teams from the major was grouped together in my mind. Pain and Furia.
Yeah.
Asian Counter Strike being Tyloo and Lin Vision.
Yep.
then after that, it started to get like a little bit like wonkier, right? Because you would.
Well, it was like then the teams became like, well, also like you wanted to have Virtus Pro with Perfecto back. Like who knows where that was going to go. Astralis, who hadn't played since like May
18th,
Yeah,
where they were
like-
in the grand final against Spirit, and
Right,
they
right.
took a map and it was competitive.
Shout out to Hooksy, back-to-back grand finals.
Yeah, so everybody kind of had something different, but would you categorize it as a failure to launch or a stumble for teams like Furia and Pain? Obviously, we'll only know after Cologne.
I think Pain is definitely a failure to launch.
Oh.
I think for me, I would say Furia is a failure to launch, but I think it's closer to a stumble because they've had a few more events with this roster. But Pain having that major run after the season they had and then coming out and being that, I think that's a failure to launch in the second half of the year.
Interesting. Okay. So,
Like they haven't set themselves up for me to call that a stumble. Like I don't know what Pain is supposed to be at.
well, 8 teams make it through this 16-team stage. Is Pain one of the teams that you could see
They
making
play
it through?
Liquid in the first game.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
It's a good game. Overpass is on the table in that match.
What did Pain veto before? Did
No,
you say?
I wouldn't
Pain
put.
used to ban Ancient. They've now moved to Train.
I wouldn't.
What do you
wouldn't.
mean now?
So in Fisher, they started playing Ancient.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
They occasionally would pocket pick Ancient.
Yeah, but so I don't know. They had to play, so they couldn't obviously. They played on the old updated feature. So will they now ban Overpass or stick with Train? Because Liquid, I imagine, has probably played Overpass already.
Yeah, I hope they played it.
They like Anubis, so
True. I understand what you're saying. Well, yeah, okay. All right,
I mean, I don't have Pain going through playoffs. I wouldn't put them in my 8
Really?
teams. Yeah.
no, he said playoffs.
Or through the next stage. Sorry. Yeah. I wouldn't.
So they would play Liquid. If they lost to Liquid, they play the loser of FaZe versus Big. So they play Big. Wow. Actually, I don't know now that I said that. Sorry, Jeff.
It was so weird. Like when I came in yesterday and I see Brokey in the gym. I see Kerrigan. I'm like, what the. Oh shit, like, because they're usually not here at this stage. They're already in the top 8,
Sure.
right? Like they come in a couple of days later, but that's just where FaZe is at the moment, so you can't truly know. But losing to Big does seem a little bit far-fetched even for them.
But Big took maps off of all of their opponents at Fisher.
They're the same old Big that we always knew. They play close maps. They
Some
have
cool
an element of
nades.
dangerous. Yeah, they do a few things here and there.
Eco more than anyone
The
else.
different coach every event.
And then
Different coach. The vibes are better now.
and they're gonna lose.
Okay, so
All right.
do you have FaZe going through?
I have FaZe going through. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I went down this list, if we want to go
Yeah,
down the list,
hit me.
I would probably go for a FaZe. I would go for a Liquid.
Ooh.
I would go for.
Obviously, Tyloo.
I'm torn on NIP. Yeah, Tyloo would be an easy one. Astralis I have going through. Bait I have going through.
Really? Bait didn't-
Astralis play Bait.
I know. Actually,
yeah,
I haven't
but
really thought about
they
this
can still
bottom
both make
stretch.
it through.
I haven't thought about it in terms of like how the tournament actually plays out. I'm just picking
Well,
the 8
let's
teams
just go
that I would
face
through.
value. Let's not worry about bracket.
Yeah. FlyQuest I would probably have going through.
Ooh.
Fury I would probably have going through. I think that's 6
Yeah,
or
one more
7.
team, one more
team. That's the thing, and I'm like,
You can't have.
Yeah, but let him dream. Let him man dream. You can't have Astralis, Bait, Furia, and FlyQuest. It's not possible. But anyway, let him man dream.
I know. That's why I said I haven't looked at the actual bracket layout yet. I don't know. I'd probably throw to like a Gamer Legion in there.
Okay.
I have really bad news for you. So one of these 4 teams will 100% make it. 3D Max, MIBR, NIP, Heroic.
Is that bad news?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as it's not 3D Max, I'm happy.
3D Max, unfortunately, are just for me
They've just got boring.
they're out of gas.
Yeah.
They've tapped into they have the source code for the VRS. I don't know what they're doing, but they're continuously in the invite bubble. They've done fuck all.
But they're falling
It
out of the
feels like
invite bubble.
every tournament they win 1 game, and that's it.
Sure.
Do you think they are hitting like this long-term period when the body for Joko thing came in? It was almost like, well, you're losing a lot of firepower in Joko. Like body's going to have to make up for that elsewhere. they are missing that firepower? 'Cause I don't know. I feel like they they play stale right now.
I think
At one point, they were one of the most exciting teams for me to watch.
Yeah, because
I
of
find them-
gimmicks.
I feel them very boring right now.
Yeah,
They
but
were
they
just
were-
pushing all the time
Exactly.
at CT and regressing.
It was like Vox Eminor in 2015, Jason.
And then they lost 13-0 to
Hey,
FaZe.
you guys were fun to watch back then too.
Exactly.
Played a
And then we
great
couldn't
game
play
against Titans.
standard
Fun
mid-rounds.
watching you embarrass yourselves. What?
2015 we were good, okay? Watch the reflections with Thorin, Duncan Shield. There's 4 parts, all right?
Did you just mix up Donna and Thorn in one go?
No, I would never.
right.
I said Doran because Duncan Thorin. Doran.
Dorn.
And we're not at the Doran. That's down the road.
That's down the road.
Yeah, look, I have expectations for FlyQuest. I would like to see Astralis make
Yeah.
the playoffs. I think they're not the playoffs. The stage
it
2. I
through,
think
yeah.
they're a stage 2 caliber team. I think Tyloo are a stage 2 caliber team. I think that FaZe with this. Now, here's my hot take on FaZe. If FaZe go back to using Brokey the way they did before they benched him and then brought in Simple, they will not find any success.
Well, okay, so this is one of the things we talked about with Dinko when you were gone.
Dinko.
Was the exactly, but
Little rat bastard.
it zoomed in again. I don't know how long it's been zoomed in now.
What's that little Dinko bitch saying?
No, it wasn't what he said. It's just we.
Bad mouthing.
Mate, they're starting him and Henry in the apartment below my
doing a
apartment.
podcast.
I
Let's not
started.
get started about this. It's depressing.
It's fine, boy.
depressing.
We'll hit it afterwards.
I'm only joking.
But it
Everyone.
is what we talked about. Is like, what is? Because I have the same question of you. With Brokey coming back in, is it just the same thing? Are we saying we're just going to utilize him in the same way and hopefully this time off has individually refreshed him? Or is there some new angle or new style?
you
they want
use him. So the learnings are you don't put Simple in the Brokey box, right? And what I mean by that is you don't put Simple in the position that Brokey was before they benched him. You give Simple more freedom.
Yeah.
You have more people set up Simple than Simple setting up players. Brokey, towards the end of his stint before he was benched, was setting up everybody else. Now, Brokey is not the type of player who I think should be setting up everybody else in all circumstances. In some, it's an AWPer's duty. In others, Brokey's the guy I want to be sending in as the frisbee.
The boomerang,
Okay.
you mean?
No, he's going to spice up the green room.
I see what he's done there.
So you want
I see what he's done there.
you want to throw him in. You want to
The
spice
Brazilian
up.
frisbee.
Because FaZe at no point should try and play Na'Vi structured Counter Strike.
No.
FaZe should always just have Carrigan, and it means one event they'll be good and one event they'll be bad. Should always have Carrigan calling from his gut, right? Being that most experienced in-game leader motherfucker that he is, and calling like he's got strats. You know, they've got defaults, but he's calling from the gut. He's trying to outread his opponent every time. Not calling from the script. Use Brokey like Brokey, not like a supportive
Sure.
AWPer like Wonderful. You get him in there. Get him going. Let Brokey be
He
Brokey.
does seem like he'd be the AWPer that you'd want taking like an aggressive peek for a pick.
Yeah, bang, 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 Jason.
Yeah.
So if
The
they
old bang
use
is back,
Brokey
yeah.
like Simple and not like Brokey before he was benched,
Okay.
and Carrigan calls every round not off the script, they still have strategies, they still build, but they don't try and build a recipe.
I feel like you're really going to regret giving Brokey this much of a leash.
Maybe he's into that kind of thing. You
Maybe
don't
he
know.
is into that kind of a thing.
You don't know.
Yeah, like a studded.
Jason, your only way with this iteration, well, we've had that here before. They wear the masks.
Yeah, they do the whole thing. They have a parade.
So maybe
are in
Brokey isn't
Germany,
that
yeah.
type of thing. But if you try and run FaZe like the upper echelon top teams, you will not find any success. If
No.
you run them like the untamed beast,
I don't know. The only X factor, Chad. I see a problem. I see a problem in that FaZe lineup in this conversation, though. Is our boy Lige is not the biggest fan of chaos. He's not the biggest fan of just random
What do you
shit
mean? He
happening.
played under you for a while. Zing!
I'm sorry, Jason.
I
I'm
don't even
sorry,
know like
man.
what to. That one's not even accurate. I don't even have a way to fight
No,
back
yeah,
against
that's
it.
fine.
You just
I-
got to
it's
ignore it,
it's
deflect
just-
it,
I know,
deflect
but-
it like Captain America's shield.
Just another baseless claim.
But look, Lige better learn
Yeah, I'm
because
with you.
this team has 6 months.
Yeah, they really do. Actually, the next major has got to be the deadline, right?
But no, I think anyway, this
They'll
roster
probably
period.
lose another. Probably they'll lose Frozen on an expiring contract. You know.
Well,
Can you imagine?
Actually, maybe. But this period of time for them right now, the roster change that happened wasn't a seismic shift for them to try and pick up pieces from other teams. There wasn't enough going on. But if we get a big one, I gotta stop moving my hands. I'm gonna sit on my hands. I'm sorry, Jason. If we get a big one at the end of this season going into next season, then I think FaZe can try and reap some of those rewards because they need to wait for other teams to implode for them to capitalize. They aren't a pool anymore. It's nobody's going, I want to be a part of FaZe.
Yeah, I think they also have some tough questions to answer themselves with, guys
The
like
older players
Rain
and Carrigan.
guys like Carrigan too, to some extent, but also what do you want, this team to look like more than just next year, right? Like,
Well, the biggest problem, as we talked about a number of times, is like, to their core players that you feel like you have to keep are all old.
Well, I think that's to Yanko's point. Like the tough questions being, okay, is it the end of this year? Is this when Carrigan finally transitions to coaching? Do we we get rid of Rain and then we try and bring in, I don't know, I just throw a name out there, it might not make sense, like a PR from Gamer Legion.
Yeah.
Do we have to try and make an aggressive signing, right? Because you're going to have to keep 3.
Bring Sonny back.
That's a great move, actually, Jason.
That'd be sweet.
Chris J is the performance coach.
Oh, that'd be nice right there. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Come on, guys. I'm trying to be serious.
I was throwing random names out there too. I was just excited for it. I thought we were playing a game.
He was living a life.
Did you order the pregnancy simulator?
I haven't. I should look into that. But if somewhere is going to have it, it'd be Germany.
Yeah.
Germany would have some crazy electronic shit.
Can before I do it?
Can we test it on something? Yeah.
No, I'll test it.
Okay.
Whatever. Can I make sure that I've emptied my bowels?
Yeah. I have an extra colonic thing over there.
Nice.
You can take it.
You give yourself an enema every now and again.
Yeah.
Coffee enemas. They're the go-to. They really stimulate the bowels.
And seaweed as well afterwards.
Do you think we get someone to ride that rhino down there?
Dude, I will go ride that right now.
You
I'll
might
go
get
jump
kicked
in
out of the
that right
hotel.
now. Well, yeah, but that's cool. It'll be worth it. What else we got in this group?
Well, are
Stage
we going to
one.
do another? We're not going to have time to do an episode before stage 2.
Not before
We-
stage 2.
We might,
But
or on the
mid-stage
first
two.
day, or on the first day of stage 2, potentially.
I mean, we can do it whenever. We're all on the same
Is
shift.
that Saturday?
We're on the same shift.
Is that Saturday?
No.
Wednesday,
yes.
stage 1.
Yes, Saturday.
Yeah. So that's okay. I could do that.
Yeah.
We could do Saturday evening.
Or
Okay.
afternoon.
But, yeah, I
But
think...
we're going to be together on desks. If we do too many podcasts, then we won't have anything to talk about on the desks.
Yeah, I had to not say a couple of things. Now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a couple curveballs for Jason.
You saved them for the broadcast and not for the podcast.
But yeah, but if I use them now and then I use them on the broadcast, you'll already know the joke, so you won't act so surprised. And I really need
As
this,
if he's coming
Jason.
in prepared with jokes.
I
What
really,
the
I
fuck
really
are we
need
doing?
this, Jason. That's how desperate I am. I just want to have fun again. I just want it to be at least a
Better to
little
be
bit
the 3
fun.
of us
Yeah.
to start every day if you want.
Yeah, we could.
Besides, I can't do it on Friday.
We heard that, well, neither can we, were swapping shifts, but we heard that you were just going to be quiet. That's what you told the producer. You're just going to stand there and say nothing.
No, I told the producer that I would let you guys decide what you want to talk about, and I'll just contribute.
Cool.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna make notes and rehash the podcast. I think
Why?
because it'd be fun. It'd be easy. We've already done it.
Yeah.
You know I love talking about the same things twice.
We've never seen you do it 3 times.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope 3D Max loses all their games so they get out of the invite bubble. MIBR, same thing. Just getting Sunny somewhere else.
I hope Bait makes it through. I really do.
Beta Astralis is a cool one. It's a rematch of the qualification game.
Yeah.
I want to see if this is going to end up being
fisted.
Electronics last season in Tier 1 Counter-Strike. It's crazy.
It's got to
how-
be pretty soon, right?
Well-
Well, I'll tell you this too. Perfecto needs some time. You know, our boy needs a little bit more time in the oven.
Or
Look, mate, if you
No.
wanted to return to Tier 1 Counter-Strike, I don't know what to tell you. It's
Yeah.
fucking stuff out there.
It was a rough. Fisher was rough watching that.
The fact that that was his only option or best option.
Well, I mean, it's
other
always going to
option
be
did he
that way
have?
after a year and a half, right? Like, you're not simple.
Wow,
And even
Simple's not
simple struggled with it, but like Simple could at least get offers from a variety of players probably in that first year. But if you're Perfecto, sat on a bench for a year and a half and no one's seen you play in a team and no one knows what's going on and you have a contract that they have to be bought out from, after a certain amount of time, if you're not sold after a few months, it's like you're just going to sit there.
yeah.
He did get married and have a kid, though.
Yeah. Are those really the improvements in life that you're aiming for, though?
I don't know, Jason. I
you
did
make it
it.
sound so terrible.
You did it, Jason. So
My wife will never last this long in a podcast. It's all good.
timestamp for Jane.
I'm in control of the timestamps, motherfucker.
Don't worry, we'll DM her. I think ultimately just the most exciting teams to watch in this stage. FaZe, Liquid, NIP, no joke. Tyloo, no joke. Let's put Astralis in there to see if this Hooksy thing keeps going. And FlyQuest.
So you named 6 out of 16 teams.
Yes.
So who are the teams? So the teams that you have no excitement factor for: 3D Max, MIBR.
Big.
Yep, that's fair. Yep.
Complexity.
Oh, I forgot about Cole.
They're here. They could
They're
actually
NA.
make it. They have a puncher's chance of making it through.
I think they're better than we think they are. I think Gamer Legion are better than we think they are too.
Yeah, I like Gamer
They
Legion. a
are
lot.
who we thought they were. And let them off the hook.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
All right, so we're going
right.
to talk about stage 2 teams later.
Yeah. Stage 2 teams later.
Okay.
Cool.
But Taz is going to win everything anyway, so whatever.
Who?
Vitality.
Oh, I thought you said Taz. I was like, he ain't here.
I heard Taz as well. You guys want to say anything to your fans before we go? You can say it in Serbian if you like. You can do Australian.
G'day, mate. There you go.
Don't have any? Can't think of anything?
That's a Serbian goodbye.
All right. Well,